What's going on, everyone? We are live. We are doing our 10-team home league draft. We are up at the second overall pick here, and we are going to go with B.J. Robinson. I meant to start the stream a little bit earlier. I won't front with you guys. My microphone got messed up. I had to unplug it, plug it back in. Wasn't working, but it works now, and that's really all that matters. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. I'm going to send the link to the Discord so that people join up. How is everyone doing? Hope you guys are all having a good week. Hope you guys had your good drafts this weekend. And hopefully, if you guys are drafting later on in the week, you have a good draft as well. I just posted my running back start sit video yesterday. Did the wide receiver start sit today. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. What's up? Big fan. It's raining out here in Miami. Yeah, I was watching the game initially at the beginning, but now I got to do this draft, so I'll hopefully catch the second half of the game. If Bijan would have went first, who would I have taken? I would have taken Jamar Chase. Good. What's up with it? Yeah, I did get CMC last night. I'm hoping this draft goes well. Now, this draft, what's up, Brian? This draft has some weird settings, and what I mean by that is we're just going to hop out of it real quick and look at the settings real quick. So, passing first down, you get 0.25 points. The completion bonuses are like DraftKings. Rushing first down, you get points. Receiving first down, you get points. You get point bonuses for a lot of stuff. So it does somewhat change the strategy. Obviously, my player takes are still pretty similar, but there are certain positions that will obviously get a boost in this draft, certain players that would get a boost. I'm not going to reveal a single pick that I'm going to make in advance. I will talk about my thought process after I make the pick. Pretty obvious at pick number 2, it's either Jamar Chase or Bijan Robinson. If Jamar Chase went at number 1, or if Bijan went 1, then I would have went Jamar Chase. It's very easy, in my opinion, with the 1 or 2 pick. It becomes a little bit more complicated once you're at 3 because there's just a lot more choices. What's up, Dad? Cheers, Nick. What's up? What's up, Spock? How you doing? What's up, Notorious? Got mine at 7 p.m. AZ time tonight. Got pick 5, 10-man PPR. Should I go heavy running back in the first 2 rounds, or would you take Marv or McBride? I would not get overzealous with your Cardinals love. I think you might be able to get Trey McBride in the 3rd round. Definitely don't take Marv in the 2nd round. I would just go best player available. But if you're able to get Gibbs and then swing back around and get like Bucky Irving, I'd be pretty happy with that start. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the draft last night. I was not home during the draft. Otherwise, I probably would have fired up the stream. I hope I can pull off a miracle this year. I hate the 8th spot. Yeah, honestly, I think every year there's always going to be a certain spot people like, a certain spot that people don't like. It's kind of just how the drafts go. And it's really just personal preference, right? Because I don't mind the 8th spot that much in like a 12-team league. What's up, everybody? So this is interesting because all of the boosts that this league has, like what my opinion would be on some players versus the other. But again, we're not going to be talking about that crazy in advance because I don't want anyone to look at the stream and be like, oh my gosh, this is what Nick's doing. Can't reveal everything. I got my draft in an hour, 10-team league, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. Should I get my running back early or wait? In my opinion, in 3 wide receiver and 1 flex, while I do like to hammer the wide receiver position, do I think that you need to just draft 4 wide receivers in a row? No. I think I'm perfectly fine in those kind of leagues going 1 running back early and then just smashing wide receivers after that. So I think hero running back is probably the best strategy in just about every single format except for standard. Like in standard leagues, I'm probably looking to just take 2 running backs right off the jump. But assuming that's like full or half PPR, I think the best strategy is to go 1 running back the first 3 rounds, preferably the top 2. And then after that, just worry about the wide receiver position. So interesting, the draft so far has went Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, Ashton Genty, Derrick Henry, Malik Neighbors, Chase Brown going pretty early, in my opinion. Now, I love Chase Brown, but would I have picked Chase Brown at the 2.1? In my opinion, no. Doesn't mean that I think Chase Brown is like some dog shit player, right? You guys already know my take on Chase Brown. I love Chase Brown. Best of luck to everyone in the other drafts that have not taken off yet. It's crazy that the season's already basically here. Crazy, crazy. There's games this week. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for what's going to happen. I mean, it's so funny. Like all summer, you have like all of these strong convictions about players, right? And I already know everyone's going to like after week one. If look, Jamar Chase, if he somehow shits the bed against the Cleveland Browns, every single comment will be like, Nick, you told me to start Jamar Chase. You told me to draft him. He's terrible after one bad game, right? So do not overreact to week one. That's probably the biggest sentiment in week one is to start your studs. The second biggest sentiment is in week one, if your players that you drafted highly didn't play good, you don't need to just panic and sell them for a half-eaten bag of potato chips. You don't need to just trade away your whole team because they played bad in week number one. That's my opinion on things. Some mocks I've been doing, seeing Chase Brown in the first. Yeah, dude, people love Chase Brown. I love Chase Brown too. Am I taking Chase Brown ahead of Devon Achane, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins? No. No, I'm not. You can make an argument to me. Hey, I want Chase Brown over Josh Jacobs. I get it. I want Chase Brown over Bucky Irving. I get it, right? I like him over Jonathan Taylor. I do too. But I don't know. Some of the receivers on the board, like Puka Nacua is still available. Like this team could start CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua. Man, what a start that would be. And these are the kind of leagues where the draft goes like this, where I'm pissed off that I'm number two. I'm pissed off that I got Bijan. Because if I could have started Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane, or CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, I'd be laughing straight to the bank because this team's just fumbling the bag, going double running back here. Like, I like McCaffrey. I like Josh Jacobs. But why the hell are you not taking Puka Nacua instead of Josh Jacobs? Like, I don't really get that. Only Finns win when I run out of rent, probably, you know. BTJ, Gibbs BTJ, what a start for Oliver. So the people in this league that you guys will have known if you watch the draft vlog, this is George, the guy that took Aaron Rodgers in the third round of our Super Flex League. One of my best friends. He was in my wedding. Really nice guy. And honestly, he is actually pretty good at fantasy. It's just funny, the things that he does in the drafts. And then Oliver, he was in our draft. He wasn't in the draft vlog. He was the guy that was drafting from Europe, and we were making the picks for him. So we're up on the clock here. And again, yeah, we're just going to actually play smart. We're going to play smart. We're going to get the best player available. And in my opinion, that is going to be, Mr. Jet is George. Yeah. We're going to go see, you know what? We're to see if Drake London comes back to us because I don't love starting two Atlanta guys. This league has big boosts for the quarterback position. It's a 10-team league. We like quarterbacks in 10-team leagues. We're taking Josh Allen. That is the smart move. Again, I will show you guys the exact boosts that we're talking about in a second. And if you weren't here at the beginning, you will see. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. The Discord is linked in the video description. Always going to be linked in the description. I have to make new graphics for my week one or for my in-season videos for the Discord, but you guys should be able to get on in the Discord. So George takes O'Marion Hampton and Brock Bowers. I was really going to want to take Hampton, but now I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle, right? Do I want to be drafting two guys on the Atlanta Falcons in the first 3 rounds, right? We talk about this all the time. I don't necessarily want to be drafting two guys on a shitty team with my first 3 picks, but I think the Falcons will be fine. And honestly, I legitimately just love Drake London so much that I'm just going to do it anyways. But I am pretty nervous about starting this way. I'm going to be honest with you. But again, this is a 10-team league with big boosts. We'll look at the boosts again so I can show you guys. So for quarterbacks, it's 4 point per passing touchdown, 2 points for an interception. Pick 6 is -2. But a 40-plus yard completion, something Josh Allen can do. 40-plus yard passing touchdown. You get extra boosts. You get extra boosts for passing first down, rushing first down, other things that Josh Allen can do as well. And I think that I feel pretty good about that. Again, in a 10-team league, no, it's not too early. It's not too early at all in a 10-team league. 10-team leagues, the quarterbacks are way more important than in a 12-team league. Way more in an 8-team league, it's even more important. I never really take Josh Allen in a 12-team league there. But in a 10-team league, dude, everyone's team is going to be good. Why did I not take Trey McBride? Frankly, just because I still have my reservations with Trey McBride. I think he's a great tight end. But if you're just going to score 4 touchdowns every single year, can he really be a league winner? That's a question. Can he really be a league winner? I think he's going to be fine. And I think he's my tight end too, right? But I don't necessarily feel like I needed to take him there over Drake London. That's my thoughts on it. If you wanted to take McBride there instead of taking Josh Allen, I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine with taking Bowers over Josh Allen. But frankly, see, George loves Brock Bowers. He took Brock Bowers in our other home league. He also took O'Marion Hampton in our other home league. So this motherfucker has just drafted the same team multiple times. But at the same time, I also drafted the same team because I have Bijan and Drake London in another league. So, you know, it is what it is. 6th is my best spot this year. You can get McCaffrey. Yeah, I'm fine taking McCaffrey at 6. 10-man league just drafted Hurts, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, London, Kittle, Igbuka. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Do you save Kenneth Walker too? That team's amazing. He might. He might. Join the Patreon. He answers all your questions. Yes, make sure you guys do join the Patreon. The week 1 rankings will be out on the Patreon as well within probably by Tuesday. Look, I don't want to overpromise. You know what you always, this is like some saying. I don't remember the exact saying. It's like under promise, over deliver, right? So if I tell you, hey, the rankings will be out by sometime on Tuesday, if I drop them Tuesday morning, you're like, wow, what a guy this Nick guy is, right? Or, hey, I drop him Monday night. Wow, look at this. He's so nice. He dropped him a day early, right? So that's just always something that I do. I think it's something that a lot of people do too. Way too early for Mike or for Allen. I don't think so. Why don't you take McBride again? Just because to be honest with you, it really just hinges on I wanted Josh Allen. I don't love taking a quarterback and tight end early. Frankly, if I thought Lamar Jackson could fall back to me in the 4th round, I wouldn't have taken Josh Allen, but I also don't think that's going to be the case. I need help. Ask your question. I agree. London is a steal in the 3rd round. Also start Waddle or Travis Hunter week 1. I would go Waddle. Is taking Kittle in round 4 a good idea? I took 3 running backs. Yes, I think that is perfectly fine. I love Kittle. What's up, Nick? I drafted Robinson in the 1st and London in the 3rd. I see you've done the same. Are we rolling with it or trying to trade London? I'm rolling with it. If I drafted my team, look, I'm not someone that unless the offer is too good to deny, right? Unless it's like the Godfather trade, right? An offer I cannot refuse. There is literally no way that I'm trading away guys that I feel invested in on my team in week 1. Even after week 1, like I think week 1, like going into week 2 is probably the easiest time to just fleece someone because everyone always panics after week 1. Like everyone's ready to sell half their team because this guy they drafted in the 2nd round didn't pay off. Who do you think Jamar Chase pairs best with at the 2-3 turn? Probably, if possible, Bucky Irving or Jamar Chase. If that's not possible, I'm fine taking O'Marion Hampton and the best wide receiver available. Yeah, I think that's perfectly good. Got Jalen Hurts at the 4-10. I like that. I'm in a 6-man league, and my team is stacked. Baker, Gibbs, Genty, Neighbors, Collins, London, McBride. I also got JT and Higgins for Genty. Was that good? I think that's fine. Yeah. And yeah, 6-man leagues. Look, everyone's team's going to be stacked. Someone's going to have a better team than everyone else will win. That's how it works. Good luck. Thank you. 10-man league. Just take the best player on the board. I don't necessarily 100% agree with that. I really do think it's always best player available, right? But quarterback and tight end are so much important. Like Mike start here, my buddy Mike, Malik Neighbors, Chase Brown, Lamar Jackson, George Kittle. I mean, that's just an exquisite start. I probably would have taken McBride over Kittle, but that's the kind of start you're looking for. I like my start too, though. I need one wide receiver out of Pearsall, Golden, or Igbuka. Week 1, I'm going Pearsall. Thanks, bro. You're the best. Good luck this season. Thank you. I have Drake London on like 3 of my teams. So do I. He might be on all 3 of my teams. Now, I was drinking while I was doing the draft last night, our subscriber league draft, and I will show the subscriber league draft after this on the screen. My team, I posted on Twitter. Not everyone follows me on Twitter. I did not take Drake London, so I that shows how much I paid attention during that draft. But I was locked in during the draft. It's just after, when you do as many drafts as I do, and this is not like some flex, right? I'm ripping like 30 million underdog drafts every morning. My brain is completely fried on who's on my team. Once it hits week 1 and I actually have to start looking at it a lot, yeah, I'll remember. But right now, no, I don't. I have Drake London on like 3 of my teams like that. Buddy in the 4 slot has the best start. Gibbs, honestly, I think the best start so far, I like this start here at 1. I like 3. 4, I like as well. 5, I liked until they took Jonathan Taylor, but I get why they took Jonathan Taylor. This team, Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane, they kind of fumbled the bag, in my opinion, there. They should have just taken Lamar, but it is what it is. Thoughts on Baker this season? I like Baker Mayfield a decent amount. I don't think Baker is like in the same conversation as, Allen or Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, but I do think that he is a very solid quarterback. Kenneth Walker for me in the 6th round, yeah, that is a steal. That's a steal. A lot of people are scared of Kenneth Walker. A lot of people love Kenneth Walker. Then there's kind of me who's just more in the middle, right? I think Kenneth Walker, if he stays healthy, can smash in this zone running scheme that Clint Kubiak runs. This could be literally the running back 1 year out of him, but it also could just not be, right? He could also just get hurt again, or Zach Charbonnet can elevate himself past him. Bijan is the first pick. In my opinion, it's Jamar Chase. Look, Bijan is dealing with some O-line injuries. I think Bijan will get over that. I think Bijan is going to smash this season. but there's just so much safety with Jamar Chase that I don't think I could take Bijan over Jamar. For my big league, that's 10 man. I went League Neighbors and Amon Ra. I picked 10 and 11. I like that. I like that. Trading Amon Ra, Puka, and Purdy for Jamar, Burrow, and Warren. Feeling pretty confident. Which Warren is that? Is that Tyler Warren? Is that Jalen Warren? Doesn't really impact my opinion too much. I think that's a pretty even trade, if I'm being honest with you. I think I almost would prefer to have Amon Ra, Puka, and Purdy, but that's just because I like Purdy way more than everyone else. Seems like no one's really on the Brock Purdy bandwagon like I am. So, all right, I'm trying to figure out how to make my camera bigger, but like it just see, I know how to use, OBS perfectly, but every time I go to stream on here, they change StreamYard if I don't stream for 5-6 months, which I haven't. So I don't really know how to fuck around with this to get myself to be bigger. Pause. And I don't want to click something and just take the draft off the screen when it's not like the main focus. The main focus of the video isn't just what I look like, right? It's whatever we're talking about. So I don't think it matters too much. Tyler Warren. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I am in half PPR. Would it be crazy to start both A-Chain and Ollie? Yes. Yes, it would be. It would be. I don't think I'd feel confident about that at all. I like him a lot, but I don't know. The rankings were off my opinion. Eagles D in the 8th. Yeah, on Yahoo last night when we were doing our draft, I was scrolling a crazy amount, and I got a D+ because of it. They did not like my draft. All right. So once again, we did kind of fuck ourselves in a way. Whoever said I should have taken Trey McBride, maybe they were right because we could have gotten Jalen Hurts here in the 4th round. So I could have potentially fucked myself here, but we're going to unfuck ourselves and take my GOAT Tyreek Hill, pick 4.9. What a steal. Mike being a troll, putting the fucking shit emoji on it. I'm going to put a shit emoji on his whole fucking dog shit team. Fuck you, buddy. Okay. And we're trying not to curse a bunch on this stream. I know it's a child-friendly stream. Everyone's friends and family gather around to watch me. I know. That's how it goes, right, guys? KW3 has way better metrics in the outside scheme than Charbonnet. I agree with you. I think in a vacuum, I think Charbonnet is a little bit better than people give him credit for. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that makes sense. Warren is my tight end 4 this year. That's a little crazy, but I get it. I'm super high on K9. I get it. Yeah, I have a lot of Purdy as well. Last night, I took Baker over Purdy in our subscriber league draft, and I really wanted to go Purdy, but I already have Purdy on another team, so I kind of pussied out. On that. So we could go running back again, but this is a double flex league. We could just go KW or Chuba Hubbard, but we're obviously going to keep jumping on the wide receivers, and we're getting the boy Devontae Adams here. I think Devontae Adams is going to come out the gate on fire this week up against the Houston Texans. All love, but A-Chain Tyreek scare me. I get it. I mean, I got Tyreek at a pretty big discount here. Tyreek typically goes like pick 29. I got him at pick, what would this be? Pick 49. So I feel pretty good about that. Right? Is that true? 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, that's correct. See, that shows how good I am at math, guys. Has anyone done a 20-man league? First time doing it this year for work. Any advice? My advice would be you need so any league that's deeper, like 14 plus team leagues, you have to hammer running back early, because if you don't take a running back with like your first pick, and look, don't do it if the running backs are just shit, right? But when you come back up on the clock again in the second round, the running backs are going to be so gross. So you need at least one great running back, and then just best player available. A lot of the times, I don't like taking quarterback in like a 20-team league early, but if a guy like Josh Allen falls because everyone is on the same wavelength of wait on quarterback, wait on tight end, which I would typically do, then you could snatch up a quarterback. But I've never played in a 20-team league. I'm not even going to lie to you about that. I don't lie about really about anything on here, so I'm not going to be like, yeah, I've played in 20-team leagues. The biggest I've ever played in was 14, and it just gets, as you go, even bigger. My dad did a 16-team league last night. He was telling me about. Which running back would you start week 1? Half PPR between the 3. I would probably play Scattaboo if I'm being honest with you, but I don't really like it if I'm being honest with you. Solid start here. I agree. I like my start. And congratulate to our guy for getting married in the offseason. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to my wife. My wife. Why are people so low on Baker this year? It's very easy. Why people don't like Baker? They lost Liam Cohen, and he had a ridiculous passing touchdown rate last season. I will tell you the exact number. Player profile. Now, I like Baker Mayfield, so don't come here and be like, yo, Nick doesn't like Baker Mayfield. I literally drafted Baker Mayfield last night, but Baker Mayfield threw a touchdown on, where's the number here? I'm sorry if I went a little dark mode. I can't see myself right now because I'm in the thing. Passing touchdowns, where are they at? Okay, 7.2% rate. So 7.2% of the time he threw the ball, it was a touchdown. How likely do you guys think it is that that will happen again? Not very likely, right? Around a 5% passing touchdown rate is normal. That's really out of the ordinary. I'm not saying Baker's going to suck this year, but that's just why. Cameron Moore, thank you for the super chat, my man. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you to everyone watching today's stream. We will be live, guaranteed. I do have another draft on Wednesday night, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to go live on Wednesday night because I'm going to be live on Thursday. I'm going to be live on Friday. So you guys can watch the drafts. I mean, you guys can watch me then. But thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I got Bijan, Chase Brown, and Josh Allen for the first 3 rounds, and JSN fell to me at the 408. I feel like that's great value. 10-man, by the way. That is great value. Look, I'm never going to lie to people about how their team looks, right? I'm never just going to be like, oh, your team's fine when I think your team's bad. I'll tell you, you can obviously fix your team. You can also obviously have greatly different opinions than me. That's fine too. Not everything that I say, everyone will agree with. I get that. I have different takes than I think Spock is great at this. I talk to Spock. Me and Spock have different opinions. That's fine, right? We're 2 different people, 2 different opinions. That's fine. We do agree on a lot of things, though. So, look, I don't love JSN, but in the 4th round, I get why people are taking him, right? He's a very, very, very safe bet. He's going to get a lot of targets. I don't know if I trust Sam Darnold because I genuinely do think that Kevin O'Connell is the reason why he was successful last year. And it's not because Sam Darnold has been resurrected like The Undertaker, okay? He got a quick revive like it's Black Ops 1. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I do think he's going to have a pretty fine year. He's going to have a safe year. So Bijan, Chase Brown, Josh Allen. I mean, the first 3 I love, and I like JSN at the 408. I think that's good value. I think you started off your team great, and I'd be very happy about that, honestly. It's always so interesting. You go into your draft, and if you just have such high hopes for your team and you don't get the exact players you want, sometimes you end up disappointed, but that was a very good start, and I'd be very happy about that. Thank you again, Cameron. Bijan and Chase Brown is a hell of a start. I would have loved to get Chase Brown at the 2-9 and then potentially come back at the 3-2 with Josh Allen because I don't think George would have taken him, but obviously Chase Brown went at the 2-1 here, so people love Chase Brown. People love Chase Brown. Do you like Scatterboo at all this year? Not really, but if something was to happen to Tyrone Tracy, he could easily be a league winner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's funny is when my dad gave the speech at the wedding, he brought up a million things about fantasy football, which is very funny. I thought that was hilarious. Great start, Nick. Robinson, Allen, London Hill, Adams. I love it. I love it too, Rise. Jameson Williams or Tet? I'm going Tet. Look, Jameson Williams, I don't even think he's safer than Tet McMillan. Tet's got a great matchup week 1. Jameson Williams, I don't mind his matchup, but I also I talked about it in the start sit video that I released like 30 minutes ago, so I don't really expect everyone to have seen it by now. But man, I really like Tet McMillan this week. And for me, Jameson Williams is like a flex. Whereas I think Tet McMillan, like to me, he's a mid-range wide receiver too. And what that means is this is just a 12. We're speaking like everyone's in a 12-team league. I know not everyone plays in 12-team leagues, but that's how it works. If you're a wide receiver 1, you're a top 12 guy. Wide receiver 2, you're wide receiver 13 through 24. Wide receiver 3, 25 through 36. That's just how the rankings work. So I got Tet as a top 24 guy, JMO top 36 guy. So I like Tet more. I also draft on Wednesday. Best of luck. Best of luck to anyone that hasn't drafted yet. I know a lot of you guys might just play in one league. You already drafted, or you're doing your draft on Thursday before the game. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I do stream all the time and make videos all the time. So it's harder for me to try to do a draft on Thursday before because then I'd be doing my draft while talking to you guys about week 1 and I just lose my focus. Whereas right now, I mean, this is a 10-team league. You don't really need to be fucking dialed in order to have a good draft. best of luck in your league. So I have Murray on my bench and Herbert on the waiver. Should I start one of them over Baker or not? Nah, just play Baker. See, this is like a classic thing that we talk about all the time. This is why I typically don't draft a backup quarterback if I take a quarterback as high as Bo Nix, because now the whole season, or Baker in your instance, right? You're just going to be sitting there like, oh my gosh, I don't know about Baker's matchup, right? And then you're going to start panicking. Everything's going to hit your brain. You're going to go to sleep at night. You're going to wake up. You're going to change your mind. And then you're just screwing yourself over by starting a worse quarterback. And it happens all the time. And it's not even something that is exclusive to you. Everyone does it. I used to do it when I'd have two quarterbacks. I would just sit there staring at the screen. Oh my gosh, who do I start? Now I get why if you take Kyler, you also want someone on the waiver. I get that, right? But if you have Baker, Bo Nix, just stick with them. Again, it's week 1. Don't overthink things, especially in a matchup that I like. Would you prefer Pacheco or Ford F-150 this week? Pacheco. What's your favorite quarterback wide receiver stack this year? Yeah, Joe and Jamar definitely would be my favorite. I mean, that goes without saying. I think that's the best. Because I also like CD Dak, but I think they're going to start off slow. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra is also pretty sneaky. But again, in like a 1-quarterback league, right? I like BTJ and Trevor Lawrence in like a 2-quarterback league, or when you're doing your underdog draft and there's 18 rounds, right? But in your home league, are you really excited to start Trevor Lawrence every week with BTJ? Probably not, right? Chase Brown almost won me my league last. Almost. All right, well, he's going to win it for you this year if you have him. I love my Jamar Chase Brown. I love that too. That's funny, Caitlin. Tillman or Jaden Reed for the flex? Oh man. I'm going Tillman just because Tillman's healthy. I mean, Jaden Reed's going in the game banged up. All right, we're back up here, dude. Are we going to have to draft Rashee Rice for the 30th draft in a row? We might have to. We just might have to. Now, we don't really have David Montgomery on any of our teams. So we could take DeMont here because the other running backs are going to start to get really, really gross. And he's kind of just like a safety net pick. Like, I don't think David Montgomery is going to win me my league. I just think he's a keep your head above water when you go a quarterback early or a bunch of wide receivers early, which we did. So we'll go with DeMont here. Again, I don't love David Montgomery, but in our scenario where we have 3 wide receivers that I really like, we have Bijan as our RB1, our hero. We have Josh Allen. It feels fine to have a guy like David Montgomery who probably isn't going to have those splash 20 games on the weekly, 20-plus point games on the weekly, but he probably will score 13, 14 points for us on a reliable basis. McMillan should put up numbers. I agree with you. See, I like Caleb Johnson, but I don't want to pick Caleb Johnson in the 6th round here when David Montgomery's available. I hope RJ Harvey is just third down back for a while. I like him a lot. I don't know about this week, though, right? I don't know if I love him this week, but I do love him for the rest of the season. All right. We're not going to reach. We're just going to keep taking our guys. We got Rashee Rice in a bunch of leagues already. I'm fucking taking him again. I don't care that he's not playing in week 1. I get, sure, it hurts my projection for week 1, but the championship ain't in week 1, and Rashee Rice has league winner written all over him down the stretch of the season. He's not useful week 1, but you better believe he's going to be useful, I don't know, 8 weeks down the line. Ray Draft, love your videos. Thank you. Which side do you like? TJ Hockenson, Juwan Jennings, or Jake Ferguson, Jalen Waddle? Probably Hockenson, Juwan Jennings, if you think Juwan Jennings is going to come back. It's tough, though. Overthink is the worst. I agree. It does. It's really bad for you. I reached on Knicks because the quarterback run started early. Yeah, it is what happens in a 20-man league. I like DeMont, but I'm biased because he was a Bear. I like DeMont even when he was on the Bears. A-Chain and Taylor is money. I only managed to snag Kyron and Little Bill. No overthinking week 1. Exactly. In my 10-man, I took Monty and Rice too. Yeah, I like Rashee Rice a lot. Look, I get there's a lot of risk, right? But if his ADP on here is pick, 50-something? We got him at pick 72. So, like, at some point, you got to take the risk. And look, if everything goes right, and London's the guy I think he is, top 5 receiver. Tyreek's a reliable top 12 guy. Devontae Adams has a bunch of top 12 games. If Rashee Rice comes out from being healthy, right? He comes back, he's healthy the whole time, he gets off the suspension, and he's a top even 18 guy. You have 4 top 18 wide receivers in your lineup every single week. You have a quarterback that's a clear top 3 quarterback, and you have Bijan Robinson. So, I mean, like, to me, I try to always think about how my lineup will project deeper into the season. I'm not just looking at week 1, right? That's why I like RJ Harvey. That's why I like Caleb Johnson. I understand that, are they going to be super useful in week 1? Of course not, right? But deeper into the season, sure, you have to win your weeks early on, right? I can't just be like, okay, once Rashee Rice comes back, my team's going to rip off 1,000,000 wins, right? We need to win without Rashee Rice. But I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Hopefully I articulated it good enough. And that's the one thing that kind of sucks about live streaming, right? Is if I said that and it didn't make sense, I would just listen to it when I'm editing it, be like, okay, Nick, that didn't make any sense, but I hope it did make sense. Rashee Rice can be a big league winner. I agree with you. In my league, I drafted. Yeah, I get it. Would you take CD over JJ in full PPR? Yes, I have CD ranked above JJ. My rankings are up on Patreon. It's $12.50 a month. If you sign up over on Underdog, which is the channel's sponsor, you can get the draft rankings if you deposit $10. Now, they do have a thing right now that I'm just going to put on the screen for half of a second. When I scroll to find it, add a file, downloads, it's this. All right, so if you use promo code Notorious on Underdog right now, and it's loading, if you deposit $5, you technically you have to deposit $10, but you play $5, you get $50 in bonus funds instantly right after you play the $5. So make sure you guys check that out, promo code Notorious. And if you deposit $10, you play through it, you receive my rankings for the draft as well. I don't know if that will be something that can be done next year, so take advantage of it now. Convicts 7, Catholic 0. Let's go. It's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U. I would watch the game on my other screen, but the Wi-Fi where I'm at is not the best, right? So I'm not going to try to fire up that mid-draft. All right. How we doing here? Now, I'm very shocked. If I'm just giving you guys blanket statements on how I feel about this draft, this is a home league draft where I know the first pick, I know myself, obviously. I know the 4th pick, and I know the 10th pick. The rest of the people, I don't know who the fuck they are. So the fact that quarterbacks didn't come off the board as early as I thought they would, and there hasn't been a tight end run or really a quarterback run, is so shocking in my opinion. Because normally when you're in a league like this with random people, like say your friend tells you to join a league with his friends, half the people in the league have no clue what they're doing. So this is shocking that nothing that absurd has happened. Again, I'm not 100% locked into this draft. It is $100 to enter. I will be taking all the money back with me, obviously, at the end of the year. But for me, nothing crazy has happened. This is actually pretty shocking. Like in my other home league that we streamed, I don't know, what was that, a few days ago? Joe Burrow was the quarterback 1 off the board in round 3, which I thought was shocking. How do you feel about Egbuka and Ricky Pearsall towards EOS? Dude, am I stupid? EOS. EOS. You talking about? Oh, you probably meant to type in ROS. They're right next to each other. Rest of season, end of season. Okay, towards the end of season. See, this is my fault. I was texting someone when I read that. I apologize. That's very obvious now that I think about it. Sorry. Who are you more confident still is relevant towards the end of the season if they stay healthy? I would feel more confident, frankly, in Pearsall. But I do like. See, look, I think Chris Godwin's going to come back and not look like himself, and I think the Bucks are like one of those teams where you can legitimately play all 3 wide receivers. Obviously, you don't want all 3 on the same team, but you can play all 3 wide receivers. But yeah, I like Egbuka. I like Egbuka a lot. So to me, if you're talking about just strictly safety, I think Ricky's a little bit safer. But I think both of them have a lot of value. I'd probably say Egbuka. So in a 14-team league, I can't believe it starts with CMC, Drake London, Kyron. Yeah, dude. Sometimes you will be shocked at the way other people draft. You will just be always shocked about it. Because you guys that watch these streams, you guys that watch my videos, again, will I say that I'm the greatest fantasy analyst on earth? Of course not, right? There's people that have played best ball and won $1 million. I've never done that. I've won a couple, like $10,000+ playing DFS, so I understand football, obviously, but there are people smarter than I. And as long as you just watch a couple videos from some people, you will figure out quickly just how much better you are than the people that do no research or the people that are watching the wrong sources. Not going to cite any of those people, though, of course. Don't want to be mean to anyone. In the middle round of my draft, someone took TJ Hawkinson and Sam Laporta and Dak Prescott on the same team. I love that. Followed by Brees. Crazy start. Joe Burrow going first quarterback. He must be a fan. Dude, I love Joe Burrow. I don't know if I could take Joe Burrow in the 3rd round. Make it even spicier. Gibbs was available, and I passed on him to take CD. Planned on getting H on the way back. Then got crazy value BTJ. I love that. But yeah, I mean, look, if you want to take CD Lamb over Gibbs, I'm not going to judge you. In my opinion, the top 6, like, look, at 1, I'm taking Chase. At 2, I'm taking Bijan. After that, if you were at 3 and you said, you know what, I want Gibbs, I want Lamb, I want Justin Jefferson, I'm not going to argue with you. They're all in the same tier for me. I wouldn't even mind. Look, I have McCaffrey in the 2nd tier of overall players. I think you could put McCaffrey in with those other guys. Look, if you're willing to take the risk, I think it's perfectly fine. Do you like Shakir or Coleman more or both? I have Allen. I like Shakir better. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really love either guy. Love to hear it. Thanks, Nick. Been supporting this man for a few years. I appreciate you. Oh, I forgot to put the stage up. Sorry, guys. We're going to do that during all the streams. Chat overlay. So now you guys, when you type something in the chat, it'll show up on the screen. I appreciate you, Tyler. All right. Let's go. I'm trying to figure out who I want next. We're going to need a tight end at some point. We're going to need one. Why Josh second? This is a 10-team league. In my opinion, in 10-team leagues, quarterbacks and tight ends mean more. So it's a 10-team league. So that's why. Also, this is a league that gives bonuses for big passes, big passing completions, and passing first downs. All things that Josh Allen is good at. So I get a safer quarterback because of that. That's why. Dak or Fields, I feel like Fields can go off, but really look, I have Dak above Fields. I moved Dak up all the way to, I updated the rankings today. I mess with them all the time and I publish it. The rankings have probably been messed with probably 40 times since the start of August. I mess with them all the time. So anytime you watch like a video about my rankings, they're probably slightly different. Same thing with in season. Like I typically make like the running back rankings Thursday, wide receiver rankings Friday, Saturday's quarterback and tight end. They're probably pretty different by Sunday just because news moves things. So I have Dak QB 9, Fields QB 13. I still really like Fields, but that's how I feel about things. Okay. The tight end run has occurred, but we're going to be able to get Andrews in the next round as long as George doesn't take Andrews for some fucking reason when he already has Brock Bowers. I don't think he's going to do that. Obviously, he can do that. He's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants. So we're probably going to go wide receiver here. And do we want Rome or Diggs? We could go Slick Rick. We do need another running back, though, eventually. But this is probably going to be a heavy wide receiver team. So let's go. Let's get my boy Rick. Let's get Ricky Bullets, Ricky Rolex on the squad. Again, I said it in today's video, dude. This dude was willing to die for his Rolex. He was going to get shot for his Rolex. And you think he did get shot. And then he shot the guy back. You think I'm not taking that guy in the 8th round? Come on, man. I'm stuck right now. A-Chain and BTJ. Week 1, I'm playing BTJ. If it's just like overall, I have A-Chain ranked ahead of BTJ. So it's overall, I'm taking A-Chain this week, BTJ. But I like both of them. Quinshawn Judkins. Yes, make sure you guys do join the Discord. Number 10 is solid. Yeah, his team is good. Week 1, Pearsall or Chuba Hubbard, Chuba. BTJ, in my opinion, with A-Chain. Yeah, A-Chain's health is a slight worry, but, I mean, they're saying it's just precautious. So I don't necessarily know if that will actually be the case. We're fucking punting running back, drafting running backs in this kind of a league where I already have Bijan. I'm just gonna draft a shit ton of running backs probably soon. So we'll probably do that. George takes Diggs. I like that. You like that? Okay, so how many teams don't have a tight end? This team doesn't. This team doesn't. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 teams left without a tight end. So realistically, we could get Njoku on the way back if no one takes a tight end. Now that's a big if, right? Because people take 2 tight ends all the time. So instead of going running back, instead of going wide receiver, I want to go tight end. I don't think I need a running back. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to draft a million running backs for my running back 3, so and 4 and 5. So I'm going to go Mark Andrews here. I love Mark Andrews. Is Mark Andrews on this other team that I drafted? No, Sam Laporta is. Let's go Mark Andrews. Let's go Mark Andrews. Between Andrews, Ingram's kind of a toss-up. I like Andrews a lot this year, though. I think people are sleeping on Andrews just because, oh my gosh, Isaiah Likely, and he started off slow last year, even though he was hurt last year. Start the year. Connor or Kamara. This week, I'd go Kamara, but it's literally a coin flip. I think I have them ranked back-to-back. Yeah, I do need a running back, but at the same time, I feel pretty good about Andrews. Pacheco or Pearsall, week 1 flex, I go Ricky. I feel pretty good about our starting lineup, if I'm being honest with you. Only 5 bench spots here. Only 5 bench spots. We don't need a backup quarterback. We don't need a backup tight end. So it's going to be all running back and wide receiver from here on out. Right now, Discord, we have 178 members. It's pretty good. Over, under 500 by the end of the season. I'm going to go under just because of the fact that in season, I don't think it will grow as quickly as it's been growing recently. But make sure you guys are in the Discord. I think by next year, we'll be able to have, by the kickoff of next season, I think there'll be 1,000 people in there. The Discord's very fun. I'm obviously not in there all the time. If I could sit there and talk to you guys all the time, I would. How do I search for the Discord? It's going to be in the comments. I mean, in the thing below. But I'm just going to pin it so you guys can watch it. I mean, join it. So pinning it right here. Boom. And then I'm going to pin it. I just got to open the stream. So sorry if you guys hear echo for half a second. Echo, 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 echo. I'm going to pin it. There's a Discord link. There's a lot of fun conversations going on in there all the time. Flowers, Pickens, J-Mo, Egbuka, week 1. What's up, Val? Week 1? Week 1, I'm going Egbuka. What's up, dude? Hey, I appreciate that. All right. So if all of these teams that don't have a tight end, this guy, he doesn't take a tight end. This guy doesn't take a tight end. I'm going to be pissed. Because I didn't have to take Andrews. I could have taken someone else. But we'll see. I think by the time, sure, even if they pass on him here, I think there's a good chance they take him around 10. So I feel good. I feel good about my decision making. Would you start Marvin Harrison Jr. at all week 1 or wait and see? No, I'm playing him. You drafted him in what, the 4th, 5th round, 3rd round, maybe? You have to play him. Like, for me, again, I really try to preach this. You cannot get super cute in week 1. Sure, if you have like, look, if you're in like an 8-team league or a 10-team league and Marvin's your wide receiver 3 and you could like flip him for someone else that you like a lot, sure, go ahead, right? But if you're in like a 12-team league and you're like, oh, do I start Marvin Harrison or do I start Waddle, Travis Hunter? I'm playing Marvin Harrison, in my opinion. Pickens or Ridley, if they fall to me, I have Ridley ranked ahead of Pickens. So I would go Ridley, but it's close. Should you think before drinking? I'm buzzed and my draft starts in 15 minutes. I normally do drink while I'm drafting. I was drinking while I was drafting last night. But this is more of like a relaxed stream environment, right? I don't need to get wasted here. But yeah, I think drinking before you draft is fine. I actually think it helps you make better decisions. And what I mean by that, when you drink, you actually make worse decisions. Well, in this scenario, I think you make better decisions because you are just going to pick whoever first comes to your mind, right? You're not going to sit there being like, oh shit, if I don't start thinking of like 80 different thousand scenarios, like, oh, what happens if this happens to this player? And you start like talking yourself into like 12 different guys. And then you're sitting there just so confused and the time's dribbling off. Like, if you guys notice throughout this draft, I make my decision pretty quickly and just pick them, right? It's pure instinct. I agree with you. Sydney, Just watch your wide receiver starts it video, but what 3 wide receivers would you start out of Lamb, Ladd, AJ Brown, and Tyreek? I would go with the first 3, and I really like Tyreek, but I don't think I think week 1, your safest bet in your scenario is not to play Tyreek. Tyreek is close to being a must start. All those 3 guys are top 12 must starts. So Tyreek has to be the odd man out. I do think that's a good question, though, because I basically talked all those guys up super heavily. 10-team league, PPR friendly. Who should I pick at number 2? Assuming Chaves off the board. Allen, in my opinion, it's Bijan, right? It's a full PPR draft. I took Bijan at 2. That's what I would do. In my opinion, at number 2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys you can choose from. Or 5 if you want to be safer and don't take McCaffrey. So to me, Saquon, Gibbs, Lamb, Jefferson, and if you're not scared of McCaffrey. Those are the guys I would consider at number 2. Look, I love Malik Neighbors. I'm not taking Malik Neighbors at number 2. I love Chase Brown. I love A-Chain. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Nico Collins. I love basically all the guys going the first 2 rounds. I am not taking them at pick number 2. So it's Saquon, Gibbs. For me, the order would be, I'm going to just pull up my rankings overall in full PPR. This is the order that I would take them. It would be Jamar Chase, but assuming Jamar Chase is gone. So it's Bijan, Saquon, Gibbs, Lamb, Jefferson, McCaffrey. That's the order I have it in. So if I'm at 2, I'm taking Bijan. No problem. Yeah, it really does work that way. JCM in the 10th round. Good pick. That's who I was looking at. People are scared of Neighbors. I don't know anyone that's really scared of Neighbors, but the reason why they would be scared is Russell Wilson, even though that's a stupid reason to be scared, right? Because he played really good with Drew Lock and Daniel Jones last year, but people don't think like that, right? They just, Russell Wilson, and they panic, right? Also, he's been dealing with a toe injury since LSU, and he got banged up a couple times in the offseason. He's fine, though. Look, I get on paper, it's scary. A guy's been playing through a toe injury since college. But then you really think about it. He's been playing through the toe injury since college, and he's just not missing games. So why worry? Is Genty that much better than Hampton? I think so. Look, I love Hampton, but Genty has no competition behind him. Look, Raheem Mostert's going to get a few touches, but it's Raheem Mostert in 2025. Look, Najee Harris is banged up, but eventually Najee Harris will at least do something, okay? So Genty has zero competition, and I like Pete Carroll a lot. I don't think that Hampton's a bad pick. I love Hampton, okay? I would have taken Hampton potentially here if he fell to me, and George didn't take him. So I like Hampton a lot, but personally, I would have done it a little bit differently. I mean, I just have Genty ranked higher than Hampton, and I don't think that's really a negative towards Hampton. So that's how I feel. I like Genty better, but again, that's not me pooping all over him. Someone just texted me, isn't Pickens suspended, or is that fake news? Someone just put that on YouTube. Is that true? Did he just randomly get suspended? And I didn't know about it? There's no way that happened. I think people just read stuff on the internet, and it's not even this person's fault, and I'm not calling them out individually. That's why I didn't say the person's name. There's a lot of fake shit on the internet, like about people being hurt, about people being suspended. And if you just don't like click through what you're reading, you can get screwed over pretty easily. Okay, so Evan Ingram goes. So more than likely, we would not have been able to get the tight end that I wanted here. More than likely. That would be funny. Megatron played with toe injuries throughout college and the NFL too. Still the GOAT. Yeah, Megatron is one of the GOATs, in my opinion. He's the best receiver I've ever seen play. And I'm 26 years old. So again, look, I know Randy Moss played, I guess, when I was younger. But when I started really paying attention to the NFL, I would say I was probably like 8. That's when I started playing fantasy, when I was 8 years old. And I would say middle school is when I really started to care like way more. And then obviously since then, it's just been the same. Like I love football. Obviously, right? If I didn't like football, do you think I would be doing this for as long as I have been, right? Yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed. Join the Discord. Join it all. Half PPR, which 3 are you starting? London, Harrison, DJ Moore, Buka, McMillan. Locked up tons of wide receivers in my 12-man league. I like that. London, I would just go with the first 3. Oh, man. You're going to have to ask me this again on Thursday or on Friday or on Sunday. Right now, I'm going London, McMillan, DJ Moore. but it's between London, McMillan, Moore, and Harrison. But right now it's London, Moore, McMillan. I could change my mind again. We're just at the infancy stages of my thought process on week 1. Yeah, it was a fake Facebook post, like 5K likes. Yeah, these things, but it's not just Facebook. These things are on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on Twitter. They're on Reddit. Like, if you're on the fantasy football Reddit and you're just looking at like new stuff, I don't go on the fantasy football Reddit anymore. Not that it's like terrible, but people post fake shit all the time and like just like as if it's real. Would you drop Chubb for Pierce? No. Look, I get why people like Pierce. There's no way in hell. I think Chubb's getting the first crack at it. And if it doesn't work, then that's when you start to really panic off Chubb. Okay, we're back up here. We need a running back. We're in dire straits for running back. There's a lot of good running backs still available, though. Wide receivers starting to really thin out here, but it's fine. Like, we got our wide receivers. We could take another suspended guy in Jordan Addison, but I don't love that. Still a lot of guys we like later. So I think the smart move is to go running back. And we're going to go tank first. We're going to go tank over ETN. Nick, you have ETN ranked ahead of tank. I know, dude, but like deep down in the deep depths of my brain, I think Bigsby is going to be the guy over ETN. I do. Maybe this is a terrible decision. It could be, but I already have a running back I like, and we're going to draft a bunch more running backs. So I'm fine with that. And then if this league has an IR spot, Rashi's going on the IR too. There's a couple of running backs that I want to be drafting here. We're not going to name them in case George is watching the stream. George was watching the stream during our last draft, and he absolutely sniped my ass on Hampton, even though I know he was going to take Hampton because he's taken him in every league, but it was very funny. Neighbors had shit quarterbacks and still balled. I agree. Which one of my top 3 picks from my 2 drafts are better? Lamb, A-Chain, Bucky, C-Mac, Chase Brown, Tyreek. I like Lamb, A-Chain, Bucky more. Just feels safer compared to the second one. And I like both of those starts. But yeah, I like the first one better. My league also has some boosts for quarterbacks and big plays. I think they're fun. Yeah, I do. I think that's what's super interesting about DraftKings DFS. All right, we're back up again. We could go Mixon and just stash him. We could go Nick Chubb because Nick Chubb is like the safer bet, right? But we're going for broke, right? I think Nick Chubb's going to end up having a pretty big season. I think he could have a big season. If Mixon is just gone the whole season and Chubb is the guy that we thought that he, like, if he's his old self, which is possible, man, I think the other running back that I want could come back to us. So we're going to do it. We're getting the boy, 9-inch Nicholas Chubb. He's my guy. I've loved Nick Chubb for years. I'm still going to keep drafting him. You know what? Sue me if my 11th round pick sucks. Sue me. Okay. That's how I think about it. Like, I talked about him in my like players I will not regret drafting because I like Nick Chubb. I think he's better than the beat reporters were talking about. He didn't look super slow to me in any of the videos I saw, and they weren't any sped up videos like that guy Debro posts on fucking Twitter. Dude's on the Fantasy Pros show, and you post a video of a guy to hype him up, and the video's in 1.5 plus speed. What kind of bullshit is that? Pretty crazy, in my opinion. Nothing against the guy, but that's pretty crazy to do. Yeah, I like it. We're the same age, and I remember drafting Todd Gurley as a rookie when I was really young and winning my league. Dude, he was a beast, Todd Gurley. How old are you? I assume you're 20. How old am I? 25 I am. Or am I 26? I was born in 1999. Yeah, I'm an unk. I'm just fucking with you guys, by the way. I know how old I am. Oh, man. Which of my top... You're 24. Nice. Which of my top 3 picks from my 2 drafts are better? Yeah, I like the first start better. I also ended up with A.J. Brown, Hurts stack. I wasn't high on Brown, but he was there in the 5th. Oh, if he's there in the 5th round, yeah, you take him all day long, Sydney. CeeDee Lamb or CMC, I'd take Lamb. Good times. I think he would still be a top running back once for a knee. Yeah, dude. Todd Gurley. There's a couple of guys that just retired way too early. Todd Gurley, Megatron, Barry Sanders. Trying to think who else retired early. Like, there's been a couple of offensive linemen that have retired early too. They're really good. In one of my leagues, oh my gosh, I can't read. I regret going back-to-back running backs, but I did get a Saquon and Kyron, but wide receiver could have been better. Yeah, sometimes you'll regret it afterwards, but I'd be happy with Saquon and Kyron Is Mixon worth stashing? Is it likely he comes back, or is it truly so? It's so up in the air. Look, if you want to take Mixon, look, where I took Nick Chubb, if you took Mixon, I'm not judging you at all, right? At some point, it's fine for taking Mixon, right? But what I'm saying is when people were taking Mixon in like round 6, right? And that's kind of where his ADP still is, like round 7. It just doesn't make sense because there is 100% a scenario where this season ends and Joe Mixon doesn't step on the field. Am I saying that's the most likely scenario? No. But from what I've read, that seems very possible, and that should be scary, right? That's very scary. It's the same thing with Judkins and why I'm not drafting Judkins. Fantasy Pro guys are all brain dead. I wouldn't say that, but I don't watch Fantasy Pros. I'm gonna be honest, they actually had the guy that played Kangaroo Jack on yesterday. Jerry O'Connell, he's always on Part of My Take. That dude is hilarious. I love Jerry O'Connell. He's not good at fantasy though. And he always gives out fantasy advice. It's really funny the way he talks. He's a very, very funny guy. I'd love to meet him. I'd love to help him make some fantasy decisions because maybe I could get in his brain and help him play a little bit better. Metcalf or Tyler Warren week 1? I would play Metcalf. Pick one in PPR. Choose between Chase Brown, BTJ, Henry, and Bowers. I would pick. It's between BTJ and Henry. I'd probably go BTJ. Andrew Luck. Yeah, Andrew Luck. Dude, Andrew Luck retired. Has anyone seen this video where Andrew Luck retires and OJ Simpson is doing his fantasy draft? And he retires right after I think OJ Simpson took him. One of the funniest videos of all time. So funny. R.I.P. OJ. The juice is loose. Is Hurts in your top QB tier? Yes. Can you draft from the 10 spot? Well, I'm doing this is like my actual home league draft. And after this, I don't think I'm going to do a mock draft after this, if I'm being honest with you. Because it's getting late. Not really like, oh, it's so late. But I'd like to get a good idea of the guys I'm talking about in tomorrow's video. So I'm probably just going to get out of here after this draft, if I'm being honest with you. Start, sit, RJ Harvey or Travis Hunter in the flex. I would play Travis Hunter week 1. But I do think the 10 spot is good to draft from. I like the 10 spot. Yeah, I have a bunch of mock drafts on the channel. If you want something from pick 10, I probably have done it. Pearsall or Travion Henderson, the flex. Pearsall for week 1. Favorite college team? It's the U. They're playing right now. Miami Hurricanes versus Notre Dame. 7-7 right now. Miami has the ball. I'll watch that after the stream. I would just throw the game on. But for one, I want to be paying attention to what we're doing, the draft, talking to you guys. I also don't want to fuck my internet up by starting the game up, right? Because I think if I start playing the game, my internet will just get slower. And that's not great. Favorite Jim Carrey movie? The Grinch. It's also my wife's favorite movie. Is there any way you could do a 12-man keeper draft from one quarterback? Sadly, no, because I'm not doing any more mock draft videos. But in a keeper league, I would also have to know exactly who's being kept. Unless you're talking about drafting like you would keep certain players in future drafts. This is a keeper league that we're drafting right now. So guys that would like to target late, guys like Rashee Rice, guys like Ricky Pearsall, which is why I did that. Any hope for Tootin in the Jags backfield? Yeah, because Bigsby or ETN could get traded. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, Sam? Hurts or Dak? I got Hurts. My league is 15 points per passing touchdown, 10 points per rushing touchdown. What kind of fucking stupid ass league is that? Honestly, in that kind of league, if your wide receiver and running back scoring is not crazy, you should just draft Josh Allen. How do you feel about J.J. McCarthy this season? Was the only quarterback available before value completely nosedived in my Superflex draft? Look, I don't like, and yeah, I would prefer Dak over Hurts in that scenario. How do you feel about J.J. McCarthy this season? My opinion on J.J. McCarthy is I don't think J.J. McCarthy is good, but I think the system is good, so I think J.J. McCarthy will succeed. That's my opinion on that. I think J.J. McCarthy will be good because of the system, and we were correct. You can rate on running back and you still get your guy. Welcome to the team, Jaden Bonnie Blue. Knew that was going to work out because people are too stupid to draft someone like that. Now, with our last pick, do we want to get cute and draft someone like that's going to be like our keeper? No, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to get way too cute. You want to just draft the best player available. So we're not going to do that. Not going back up tight end. So it'd either be running back or wide receiver 1, 2, 3. We got 5 running backs. So I don't think we need a 5th. I don't think we need a 5th. How do you feel? I did a lot of early mock drafts. I took a bunch of Mixon. Would you hold him? And then, yeah, I would hold him. I would not drop him, to be honest with you, or Fanatic Lance. If you have an IR spot, just put him on the IR if your league allows it. All right. See you soon, Caitlin. Thoughts on team 12 team PPR, Caleb, Jamar, Taylor, Evans, Wilson, McBride, Harvey, Cardinals defense, Luther Burden, Travis Etienne, Jalen Higgins, Torrey Horton. I don't hate this team. I don't love this team either. It's kind of just meh to me. If Etienne works out, if Jalen Higgins works out and Joe Mixon works out, your team's going to be amazing. Mike Evans or Garrett Wilson, I would say Garrett Wilson. I'm saying just keep as a first-year keeper, draft to see who's worth it. I got Brock Bowers in the 2nd round and DK in the 4th round. Best players not kept. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. That's that's tough to do. Lol, Aaron Rodgers got picked at the 101 in a home league I'm drafting right now. Dude, they love it. They love Aaron Rodgers. See ya. See you guys. Oh, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this draft, by the way. We still have 2 picks left, and I'll answer some questions, too, after the draft ends, if you guys have any questions. We're up. Marvin Mimsy goes. Let's just go best receiver available. I mean, this is a 10-team league. There's going to be a lot of guys available after this draft. See, I want to go Keenan Allen, but we're going to go Josh Downs. If Josh Downs is the number 1 receiver in Indianapolis, this was a straight-up steal with this pick. And I'm glad I didn't wait on tight end because Ingram and Njoku went right before we went. Thanks. Yeah, I'll go with Dak. We also have a rule: rookie quarterbacks are given a 15-point handicap per week. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, man, that's weird. That's different. I respect it. You know what? Any kind of league settings you guys play in, I won't really poo-poo the settings, but it is weird. Let's be honest. But it's different. There is this one league out there that I always see on Twitter where if your quarterback gets a tackle, they get 100 points. I have Ridley, Flowers, and Pearsall. Need to start 2. Got you. I'm going Flowers and Pearsall for week 1. I went wide receiver early and got Lamar, so I ended up Kyron, Chuba, Monty for the running back room. Feels decent. Yeah, I think that does feel decent. That feels good, honestly. Kyron, Chuba, Monty. I don't love I don't love Monty. I'm not going to pretend to love Monty, but I do think he's a good pick at that price. Okay. What's your strategy for 10-man leagues compared to 12-man leagues? Let's say 2 running. Okay, so if it's just the generic bare bones league, which is what that is, in a 10-team league, especially compared to a 12-team league, even in a 12-team league, this is the case. If there's no extra flex, no extra wide receivers, quarterback and tight end matter significantly more. Even more so in a 10-team league. Why is that? Because in a 10-team league, look at this draft that's on your screen right now. And I'm going to remove your comment, and I'm still going to talk about it. Look at this. Whose team on here is really bad, right? I'm not going to read through every team. Maybe there's a team on here that's bad. I don't know. I'm not really paying that much attention. Look at my own team, trying to figure out what's going on. No one's team's really going to be bad. So everyone's going to have these great running backs. Everyone's going to have these great wide receivers, right? But having a great quarterback or an elite tight end or both gives you the jump up on your opponents. That's the biggest difference from a 10-team league to a 12-team league. Now, in a 12-team league, if it's just vanilla, like 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, flex, quarterback, tight end also more important, but not to the same magnitude that it is in a 10-team league. In an 8-team league, I'm fine going out there and saying, fuck it, I'm going to take whoever in the 1st round. I'm taking Brock Bowers, then I'm trying to take Lamar. Or F it, I'm taking Josh Allen, my player, then Josh Allen, then I'm taking Trey McBride, right? The less teams in your league, the better every team's going to be. So the more important your quarterback and tight end is. So for instance, now you're talking 14-team league. In a 14-team league, no one's teams are really going to be that stacked. So the running backs and wide receivers mean more, especially the running back position, because not everyone's super deep at running back. Thinking about trading K9 and Charbonnet, running back, needy and strong on wide receiver. Oh, trading 4, my bad. Maybe giving up Rice plus JCM. Look, if you can give up Rice and JCM for both of them, just do it. I don't think that's possible, but I would be fine giving up JMO and maybe Lamb and getting a running back at wide receiver, getting K9 and a wide receiver back. Nico or BTJ? On the season, I got Nico ranked higher, but it's by small margins, right? Like at wide receiver, I'll go to my rankings. They're on Patreon too if you want them. I got Nico wide receiver 6, BTJ wide receiver 8. What do you think about my team for the 4th pick? Full PPR: Hurts, Hubbard, A-Chain, Aaron Jones, RJ Harvey, ETN, Lamb, AJ Brown, Tyreek, Igbuka, Ingram, and Dak. I mean, that's amazing. Let's be honest. That's amazing. Now, again, that's amazing. Like, what can I really say about that other than that's really good? What did Hayden say? Is White a must-draft handcuff? No. In my opinion, what I'm trying to do is pick up someone else's handcuff. Unless you're look, if you're drafting Kenneth Walker and you are scared to death that Kenneth Walker is going to get hurt again, which is a fine thought, and you want Charbonnet, go right ahead. If you draft McCaffrey and you say, you know what, I am scared of McCaffrey, I'm going to draft him because I like McCaffrey, but I want Brian Robinson, go right ahead and do that. But with Bucky, what's Bucky's injury history that scares you? Like, what scares you about Bucky? For me, nothing scares me about Bucky, so I would not draft Rachaad White. Okay. We could just draft a bunch of more running backs and wide receivers, which is a fine idea, but this is a league where I don't want to just be fucking sitting around looking for kickers. Also, the season starts in a couple days, right? If this was 3 weeks ago, go right ahead and don't draft your kicker in defense, but the season starts tomorrow. So let's think about which kicker we want, because I'm actually going to take some serious thoughts about kickers, because I don't want to draft the wrong one, dude. Kickers are the most frustrating thing. This is why I don't like playing with kickers. I always tell people I don't want to draft a fucking kicker. We should not have kickers in our league. And then people are like, oh, we need kickers, dude. It's part of the game. Even though kickers are fucking stupid, in my opinion. So let's think about it here. Could go Dicker the kicker. Could go Butker. Could go my old bitch Lane, but my young Hoku. But we're going with Dicker the kicker, because Dicker the kicker is the GOAT right now in the NFL. Let's go Dicker. Dicker the kicker. Double tight end, double kicker, double defense. That's fun. Look, I get what you're saying. That is fun. And again, it's just very different than anything that I play in. I think it's fun to play in different leagues. Now, if I'm playing in a league like that, and my buddies are like, oh, this is a $250 league, I'm like, I'm not paying $250 for a league like that. But yeah, I definitely do think that would be fun to do something like that. It's like those guillotine leagues. My dad is in a guillotine league. I think that's fun. All right, we're up. We got to get our defense. And again, guys, we talk about this all the time. You want a defense playing a not-so-hot opponent in week number 1. And we're going to get our guys. We're going to get the Los Angeles Rams going up against Houston in week number 1. I decided in 10-man this year, we'll ball out with quarterback or tight end, then do budget for other. Yeah, no, I like that. That's definitely fair. You got Lamar and Jake Ferguson. What got you into fantasy talk on YouTube? I have been watching fantasy football videos on YouTube since before fantasy football videos were popular on YouTube. I've been watching videos since I was like 10, 11 years old. So I was like 2010, 2011. I used to watch this guy called Coach Dag on YouTube. Me and my dad were in his subscriber league, and I think my dad won that league. It was a Superflex league in 2011 or 12, before Superflex leagues were even popular. So I've been watching fantasy stuff for a while. I watched Pat Mayo when I was younger. I started watching Nick Ercolano when I was in high school. The Fantasy Footballers. I watched the Fantasy Footballers' second ever episode. It's the first one I ever seen of them. That's how much fantasy stuff I would watch. I was watching so much fantasy content. That's why I like it so much. And that's probably why I was so bad in high school, because I literally didn't give a shit about it. And I just really cared about fantasy football, which is stupid. Like, I don't know why I acted like that. Maybe I wouldn't have been an idiot, now. But instead, I'm some funny guy on YouTube, apparently, according to you guys. Thanks, Goat. I don't necessarily think I'm the funniest guy ever, by the way. George. Forgot to add that Rice K9 Charbot trade would be in it's in Dynasty. Okay, it's in Dynasty. So that puts way more thoughts into it in Dynasty. So you only have 5 wide receivers in a Dynasty league? Interesting. Last thing before you go, I have a Daniels, McLaurin stack, and a Superflex. The other wide receivers are Neighbors and McLaurin. You go in Slick Rick or Agbuka. I have to start 4 wide receivers, half PPR. I would go Slick Rick just because I don't think Juwan Jennings is going to play. Their second best receivers then Russell Gage. So yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna go Slick Rick. I love Igbuka. Look, Igbuka's got a good matchup too, but I'm going Slick Rick. Yeah, I love Jareverse. I picked the Rams as well. Can I get your rationale behind the pick? Thanks, man. Okay, yeah. So the reason why you picked the Rams is for week 1. Look, and week 2, they've got 2 great matchups in a row. I stream defenses every single year. Some people live and die by this strategy, like myself. Some people hate it because they find it's hard to do. And if there's like 10 other people in your league streaming defenses, it can be hard to do. But most people don't do it. So the reason why you do this is every week you want to get an advantage over your opponent. The best way to do that is by streaming the defense. You can have a big advantage. Look, someone's going to play. Look, the Chiefs are one of the best defenses in the NFL. And then they're playing the Chiefs who are going up against the Bills, for instance. If the Bills run their pockets, if the Bills beat the shit out of them, then you're fucked, right? You're sitting there like, oh my God, why did I draft them so highly, right? So every week you're able to go for the best matchups to gain that slight point advantage. And look, I know in fantasy football, a lot of the wins are blowouts, but you're going to be having games that are decided by 2 or 3 points. Games that are decided by 0.1 fantasy point. You want to know how you get that extra oomph to win your week? It's by streaming defenses. Josh Jacobs or Chase Brown? Josh Jacobs, but I love them both. I love them both. Nico Collins or Neighbors, if both fall to you in the mid-second, Neighbors. I have Neighbors ranked as my player number 8 overall, wide receiver number 4. All right, so our team is complete here. From the 2-hole, Bijan, Josh Allen, Drake London, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, David Montgomery, Rashee Rice, Ricky Pearsall, Mark Andrews, Tank Bigsby, 9-inch Nicholas Chubb, Jaden Bonnie Blue, Josh Downs, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, and the LA Rams defense. So I like this team. Again, it's a 10-team league, Nick. Everyone's team's going to be good. No shit, right? I get that, but I have the quarterback that I like. I've got, in my opinion, a potential top 3 tight end in the 9th round. I love my wide receiver core. The running backs are suspect, but that's why we took so many of them, right? We could have honestly taken another one if we wanted to, but this is a 10-team league. We'll be able to find someone on waivers. I believe in myself. 100% defense win championships, even in fantasy. Exactly. I hate kickers in fantasy, but I actually think defense takes a lot of skill to figure out. Like, I think defense is much harder than picking kickers. Kickers are way more random weekly. I won my semifinal by 0.8 last year. My finals by 1.6. Defense, true that these matchups are decided with every little detail. Yeah, they are. Look, you're going to, in some a lot of weeks, you will just win by like 20 points, but there's going to be a couple games, or lose by 20 points. There's going to be a couple games during the season where that half a point matters. That's extra sack the Rams defense get compared to the Chiefs defense could be why you win or you lose, right? Warren or Andrews for tight end. Look, I love Warren. I think Warren's like the classic, the rookie tight end. Laporta, that's going to be great, right? I was all over Laporta. Brock Bowers. We were all over Brock Bowers towards the end of last summer. Tyler Warren, I like him a lot, right? But there's also that worry for me with Tyler Warren that's like, how good is Daniel Jones? Not that good. But Tyler Warren was super involved. I still like Andrews over Warren. But if you told me, Hayden, you like Warren over Andrews, am I going to sit here and we're going to have a battle to the death about that? No, right? We're not going to have a battle to the death for that, right? I like Andrews more, but if you like Warren more, I'm not judging. I'm not judging you. All right. All right. Let me know what you guys, if you guys got any questions, let me know. Oh my God, our fucking wide receiver video has 2,000 views already. God damn. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. Nice draft, Notorious. Thank you, Jack. All right, if you guys have any questions, shoot them to me right now before we get off. We could rip an underdog draft because we are here. Any touchdown parlays you like opening weekend or props in general? I haven't bet anything yet. On Thursday, I'll talk about it. On Thursday, I'll talk about it because I haven't thought about it too much. And I typically wait until closer to kickoff for me to like truly get my thoughts out there. Me and my buddies do a bozo parlay every week, which basically means we all put in a prop. I think there's like 8 of us. And whoever's pick is the worst, they're the bozo. At the end of the season, the bozo has to do something. Whoever gets the most bozos. It's pretty fun. But I haven't thought about anything yet, really. First 4-round picks of a 12-team drafted from the 11th spot. Who'd you take? Gibbs, Neighbors, BTJ, Jacobs. Oh, man. Oh, that seems illegal. I only know about Warren because of the hype. Never watched him in college or anything. Yeah, no. Watch. You don't even have to watch his college tape. Just watch him play in preseason. How many leagues are y'all in? I'm taking it easy this year. Only 3. All right. So I'm in 3 on NFL, 1 on Sleeper. I'm in a dynasty league too, but we're just talking redraft. So 3 on NFL, 1 on here, 1 on Yahoo. That's 5. So I'm in 5. But I also kind of help my dad manage his one league. That's a standard league that I fucking hate, dude. Standard leagues piss me off. So I'm in 5, but I help my dad with that one. But he drafted the team this time. It wasn't my doing. So if he wins, it's all on him. All right, yeah, I'll show my team in Yahoo too. Our Yahoo league that we did, our subscriber league from last night. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen for half a second. Share a different screen here. Share screen. Yahoo. Share. All right. Boom. There we go. So this is a 12-team PPR league. I was pick 7, I think. Draft. Like, can we find our draft? Oh, I was pick 10. Okay. So we went McCaffrey, then BTJ, Tyreek, Travion Henderson, DJ Moore, Sam Laporta, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Johnson, Jaden Blue, Keon Coleman, Keenan Allen, Cedric Tillman, Joe Mixon, Jake Bates, Houston. This is a 12-team, 1 running back, or 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. And I like this team. Again, we're kind of in the hero running back sphere. It's what I've been doing a lot. This team is more double hero RB. But this team's a little risky early on, but I think once we get deeper into the season, like if Caleb Johnson and Travion Henderson could work out, that'd be huge for us. I like this team a lot. You were 10. Yeah, I was 10. I thought, I'm going to be honest with you, I did the draft. Obviously, I was drafting. You guys saw I was not fucking auto picking, but I might not have been as locked in as I was for this draft. I have the second pick. I want to go wide receiver, running back in the first 2. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. Just drafted my Taco Family League 6 quarterbacks on the first 2 rounds. That's so funny, dude. That's how they go. I have a trade on the table. I'd be getting Brian Thomas Jr. and Travion Henderson and giving up Diggs, Shakir, and Hunter Henry. I mean, yeah, you accept that instantly. If you are getting Brian Thomas Jr. and Travion Henderson, you take that right now and you laugh directly at that dumbass's face. You need some running backs, buddy. I know. in the 10-team league, I know I do, but it's a 10-team league. I'm going to be able to get players. I'm going to be able to pick people up. So I'm not worried about that at all. Had a keeper league draft today. Only an 8-man. I was pick 8. Had to decide between Gibbs in the 2nd, Neighbors in the 5th, Jonathan Taylor in the 7th, and McConkey in the 14th. Who would I keep? I would keep Neighbors in the 5th. But I would consider McConkey in the 14th. How do you feel about Travis Hunter? I got him in the pick 10 in a dynasty. In dynasty, I like him. I have the 3rd pick. Should I take Saquon? I'm taking Ronald. It's either Saquon, Gibbs, CD, or Justin Jefferson. In my league where I had the 3rd pick, I took Gibbs, but I do have Saquon ranked higher. I was thinking about it the whole time, and I just picked fucking Gibbs. I didn't want to overthink it. But yeah, if you want Saquon, go Saquon. I like Saquon. Full PPR, CD or Barkley or Bijan. Full PPR, CD, Barkley, Bijan. I would go Bijan. I already have Justin Jefferson, Burrow, Kamara, and Henry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would do that trade that you were talking about. That's an easy trade. Easy accept. All right, we'll go back to the other draft board here. Just if you guys have any more questions, let me know. And then we will probably get out of here soon if we don't do another draft. If we don't rip like an underdog draft or something, we'll probably get out of here in a few minutes. So draft's going back up on the board on the screen. All right, let me actually figure out while I'm sitting here how to make myself bigger. Okay, that's how I would have done it. Okay. And then go like bottom of the screen. Oh, okay. All right, whatever. This is stupid to fuck with it right now. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I think we are going to get out of here. Got chased the 102 this morning. I love that. I love that. I love that. Any recommendation on joining other leagues looking for paid leagues? 2 of my other leagues folded and looking for additional paid leagues. I'm going to be honest with you. You may be able to start a paid league in my Discord with other people that are in the Discord. I'm not going to guarantee that that's going to happen. I can't join any more leagues. I am in 1 million leagues, really 5. But to be honest with you, when you make as many videos as I do, I don't have an editor. It's just me. It gets really frustrating to be in way more leagues than that. So I'm only in 1. Rank these: Knicks, Mayfield, Kyler. Pretty sure I have it Baker. Yeah, Baker, Knicks, Kyler. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do an underdog draft because I want to keep talking to you guys. I want to rip one more draft. One more draft on underdog. Stop sharing. And I know not everyone cares about underdog drafts, but it's just to talk to you guys. And I do think that doing drafts on underdog is fun. All right. Underdog fantasy. Put ourselves at the bottom left. All right. We're going to enter Best Ball Mania. All right. Wait. Are any of the other contests up still? A lot of them filled, if I'm being honest. The puppy's still up for $5 if people wanted to join that. The flock contest is up, and then all the week 1 stuff. So we're going to do BBM. We're going to try to win $2 million. If you guys want to sign up over on Underdog, if you play $5, if you're a new customer using promo code Notorious, or by clicking on the link in the video description, you play $5, you get $50 in bonus funds. So make sure you guys do check that out. Promo code Notorious. It helps me out a ton. So we're going to enter the BBM in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully win. First place, $2 million, dude. If we won $2 million, you guys would obviously see me again because I do love doing this. But we would have an editor. We would have someone that makes all my thumbnails, so I didn't have to make them. It would be beautiful. Beautiful. We'd be living in. I live in New Jersey. We'd be living in the Sopranos household. That would be my dream house to purchase if I ever was rich enough. I would love to buy the Sopranos house. Go hang out in the pool where AJ tried to, All right. What's the score to the Miami U game? If you guys have any questions, please shoot them off in the chat. We are going for pick 3 here. Oh, we're up 14-7 at halftime, so we should be able to get off to watch the 4th quarter. Signed up today, 50% deposit match plus $50 in bonus for doing $5 pick'ems. Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. Let's go East Coast, baby. East Coast, Beast Coast. Yeah, make sure you guys do join Underdog. Very Underdog. Honestly, this is during the regular season. I think the drafts are very fun too. Last year on Thanksgiving, oh man, on DraftKings, if Tyreek would have scored another touchdown at the end of that game, I think I would have won at least 100,000, and I would have probably won the DraftKings contest too. I won, I think, $500. I mean, on Underdog, I won almost $500. I already won $500 on Underdog. I would have won way more. Travion Harrison or Hunter in the flex. Sup, Nick? I would go Henderson. I think they're both pretty risky, if I'm being honest with you. If you want to be the safest, you go Hunter. It's pretty risky, DC. I mean, that's tough. I mean, it's week 1 of their NFL career. I think both of them could easily upset. All right, we're up at pick 3 here. I mean, if it's not Bijan, I think we're just going to go Gibbs, even though I do like Lamb a lot. I think we're going to go Gibbs. But we don't really have a lot of Lamb because I always kind of go Gibbs at 3. Mary had a little Lamb. Let's go Lamb this time. It's important to draft differently. How to limit waiver moves, sleeper. One second, guys. All right. Thoughts on MHJ at the 2-3 turn? I like Marvin Harrison Jr. Is he safe? No, but I do like him. I have Chuba as my RB2. League went really running back heavy first 4 rounds. Is Rico Dowdle a concern at all? Rico Dowdle is not a concern at all. Jalen Wright still hold? No, get rid of Jalen Wright. I like Jalen Wright. I thought Jalen Wright was going to be the number 2 in Miami, but if Ollie Gordon does remotely anything that's positive, I'm thinking Jalen Wright's getting tossed to the curb. So yeah, I would much rather have Gordon right now if you could pick him up. Yeah, so I'm picking up Gordon. The waiver wire video is going to be tomorrow. We're going to talk about Gordon in that video. We're going to talk about Samson. We're going to talk about Ford. Bunch of players. Now, week 1, I don't necessarily try to completely fuck up my team for guys on waivers, but if I do like the guys enough, I will. Last year in the waiver video, week 1, I talked about Rico Dowdle, who was really good. I talked about J.K. Dobbins, and I also talked about Jordan Mason. So that was pretty good hit rate out of 10 players. 3 out of 10 of them actually worked out. I like Gordon personally more than Wright. Yeah, I agree with you. How do you like Diggs this year? I like Diggs a ton. Week 1, I think he's going to come out the gate a little slow, though. Is Tyreek worth the 3rd pick? Yes, the 3rd round pick, yes. Calvin Ridley or George Pickens? Week 1 Pickens for me. If you're talking about season long Ridley, but week 1 Pickens. I'm pretty worried about Ridley week 1. Should I start Travis Hunter over George Pickens week 1? I would play Pickens. All right, this draft went relatively running back heavy compared to what you should be used to on Underdog. Underdog is very wide receiver heavy. This draft very running back heavy. Only a couple of guys in here with badges. Badge basically means you've done like 20 gazillion drafts, which is what I do, of course. I just fucking sit here all day doing these drafts. Again, that's why they're on the channel. I talk about them because I use them, right? Anything that I talk about on the channel, I actually use. I don't bullshit when I talk about these things. I actually play out in these websites that I talk about. Should I start Travis Hunter or George Pickens? I'm playing Pickens. Hampton, the 2nd round. In my opinion, Hampton is best in the 3rd round. At the 2-2, I mean, that's so early. I'm fine Genty pick 11, but Hampton over A-Chain, Henry, Jacobs, Chase Brown. I mean, it seems crazy to me. Seems a little bit crazy to me. Pickens is going to be a discount T. Higgins. I like Pickens a lot, too. I do. I think Calvin Ridley is really underrated, too. Last year I lost the Super Bowl because I forgot to start Neighbors and Hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts, man. All right, we're back up. We got Bucky. We got CD. Probably going to want to just best player available. Early on, it's just best player available. For me, it's like either Tyreek or T. Higgins. We're going to take Tyreek here. I want to get more Tyreek. I've been getting a lot of Tyreek. Want to keep jamming him. Because, again, this is how Underdog works is they just put the best players in your lineup at the end of every single week. I don't have to ever set the lineup. And you're trying to win first place. So in this league, out of 12 of us, I need to come top 2. After that, in the next round, they put you with a bunch of random people. I need to be first out of 13 people. Then the next round, first out of 16 people. And then in the final game, I need to beat 539 people. And if I somehow do that, by the grace of the football gods, I will win $2 million. So I am not going to just draft as safe as possible. I'm taking a lot of risk. It's important to still have some safe bets on your team in here, but I'm shooting for the moon. I'm not just because it's $25. I'm not trying to draft as safe as possible. We're taking some risks. So that's why we did that. I wonder how close this is to filling. We are, what's the fill rate? 92.5% full. So I should be able to do some of these tomorrow if I want. I think it will probably fill. Last year, I think it filled on the Monday before the season started or the Tuesday. So I think probably something similar this year. And that is tough, man, to lose the Super Bowl because you forgot to play someone. That is very tough. That's why I'm like one of those chronic lineup checkers. And what I mean by that is like I look at my lineup 7 million times before the kickoff. Like I'll just look at it a million times, making sure That happens. Well, I donate 100K to a subscriber if I win 2 million. Dude, if I win $2 million, I'll give someone $100. Oh man, that's funny. What's the Finns over under wins this season? Dolphins over under wins. What is our over under right now? Set it 8.5. I'm going over. We're winning 9 games. I think we're gonna go 9-8 or 8-9. I probably just wouldn't bet it if I'm being honest with you. Swift or Walker? Week 1 Walker. Walker, Texas Ranger. Like him much better than Swift. Thoughts on Ravens defense? Are they worth holding on to? Look, I think the Ravens defense is good. Let me pull up their schedule. Ravens. I know week 1 they're going against the Bills. That's not good in my opinion. Ravens schedule. Ravens. All right, so it's Ravens Bills. They're not good for that. Ravens Browns smash spot. Ravens Lions bad spot. Ravens Chiefs bad spot. Ravens Texans could be bad. Then they play the Rams, could be bad. I mean, their first 6 games are brutal. So I would probably, I just, that's why I don't draft defenses like that. Like I just stream them. Picked from the second spot today. Ooh, so did I. I just did my second spot in my 10-team league. Drake May or Kyler? Drake May. I don't like Kyler. Quarterback, Hurts, Lawrence. All right, here, let me make my pick first. Why does Mahomes look so happy in that picture? Could get Hurts, but we don't really have any of the stacking pieces. Let's go Sutton. Let's go Sutton here. See what comes back to us. All right, Lawrence, Bijan, Jacobs, Worthy, Pickens, Hampton, Hunter, Warren, Kraft, Cardinals, Matt Gay, bench, Debo. I like that. It's a pretty good team. Would you trade Bijan and Bigsby for Genti and Henderson? I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, you're trading your first round pick and your 10th round pick, 11th round pick for a first or second round pick and like a 4th or 5th round pick. So yeah, I would do that. If I'm getting Genti and Henderson, I'm doing that personally. I don't think I would be able to decline that. That feels too good to decline. Feels like you're getting way too much value to decline that. All right. We're almost back up on the clock here. Travis Hunter goes. I know who I want. I think this team will probably take him though, because it is. They're going pretty running back heavy. They're not stacking at all, so we got to be pretty cautious of that. Because in these underdog best ball drafts, you have to stack. It's not like a redraft league where you don't have to stack. DJ Moore. All right, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. I'm still a Breece Hall believer, but I think if you sim to the end of the season, Breece Hall could finish top 5. I think Kenneth Walker could finish as the RB1, so that's why we'll do it like that. Even though in a redraft league, I'd probably just take Breece. Would you trade Bijan and Bigsby? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Yeah, I would. If you guys have any week 1 questions, let me know. Any questions at all, just let me know. What do you think about Kraft and Cade at tight end? Should I try to trade for a top 5? Cade Otton injury. I think he's gonna miss. Battling injury, he might miss week 1. So yeah, it's a little worrisome, but I think you're fine. I'd probably just stick with Kraft and just cut Cade, unless there's really no other options at tight end out there. Because if the guy's hurt, I don't really want to hold that on my roster for that long. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do it. After this draft, we are going to get out of here, though. 2.3. Yeah, make sure you guys do watch the wide receiver start sit video after this, if you haven't seen it already. It's 40 minutes long, so maybe you can't watch it all in one sitting, but I thought that was a good video. Damn, Ricky going in the 5th. Slick Rick moving up the boards. Hawkinson or Laporta week 1 to replace Walker. No, don't flex. In my opinion, unless your league is tiered PPR, which typically means half PPR running back, full PPR receiver, 1.5 PPR tight ends, unless it's that scenario, I'm never playing a tight end as a flex. Hawkinson or Laporta week 1. Just give me like 2. I'm gonna just think about that. I'm gonna go look at their matchups, and I'll tell you. Hawkinson or Laporta week 1. Uh, I mean, to me, like week 1, it's gonna be Bowers, McBride, Kittle, and then 4 or 5 will be Laporta or Hawkinson. They're pretty interchangeable. I like Laporta's matchup a little bit better, so I'd go Laporta. How bad do you think Rodgers is going to light the Jets up? I don't think he will, honestly. I think that's going to be like a really big narrative going into the week. A lot of people are going to be like, oh man, Rodgers is going to beat the shit out of the Jets. And then Rodgers is going to be like, okay. Right? Maybe they win the game. But, dude, Rodgers, like, the Jets defense is really good. So I don't think he's going to light them up. Remember how happy the Jets, I mean, my dad's a Jets fan, how happy Jets fans were after that first 5 seconds of the game against the 49ers last year when they moved the ball down the field. That's the sad life of Jets fans, dude. They were happy that they moved the ball down the field a little bit. They were fucking throwing a parade. Quarterback. Thoughts on Igbuka? I love Igbuka. I think it's fine to take Igbuka over Rice. I think that's fine. Rice is missing. Look, Rice is definitely a risk, right? I like Rashee Rice. He's a risk, but I'm still taking him. All right, we're back. We're back. We could go Pacheco, but we're just going to keep taking BPA, best player available. We'll get Diggs on the squad. I mean, these people are just drafting weird. Like, why the fuck is Shakir and Downs going ahead of Diggs? It feels weird. I think Rodgers is done. Also, I think Mahomes on the decline. Dude, Look, I get thinking, oh, maybe Mahomes will never throw for that crazy amount of yards again like he did a couple years ago. Let's be honest with you, man. Mahomes is not on I'm going to be honest. Mahomes is not on a decline. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Hurts went back-to-back and won 2 Super Bowls in a row. I wouldn't be surprised about that, but I don't think Mahomes on decline. Do y'all believe in the Madden curse? No. It's just kind of obvious that it's not true. McCaffrey last year, yeah, and then the season before, Josh Allen's on the cover, he wins the MVP. So like Mahomes won a Super Bowl after being on the cover. Like I don't really think it's a thing. How cooked am I? 10-team league. Okay, wait, let's make it first. All right. Let's go Pollard here. And then load up on some more receivers after. How cooked am I? 10-team league. Got Genty, Nico Collins, Tyreek, Kyron, Williams, Goddard, Kenneth Walker, JCM, Matthew Golden, Ted McMillan, Dunze. No, you're not cooked. Your team looks good. You probably should have taken another running back at some point. But honestly, your team does look good. So I'm not worried. Just don't do anything yet. Don't panic yet. Don't make any panic trades just yet. 12-man full PPR. Quarterback, Caleb and Penix. Running backs are Achane, Bucky, Kyron, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Coleman, Pickens, Hunter, Debo, and Kincaid. I think that looks pretty good. I like that. Quarterback's a little sus, I won't lie, but could work out for you. Thanks, boss. No problem. Yeah, again, it's very, 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 very important for you guys not to panic a crazy amount before week 1 and after week 1. I said this earlier in the stream. Not everyone was here, obviously. People join in randomly. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. In fantasy football, the biggest mistake you can make is panicking after week 1 or panicking before the games have even been played. I know you guys probably watch the Flock League. You watch it, like my friend Danny, who's in the Flock League, dude. He's like trading. He traded away like his whole fucking team. And I think it was good moves that he was making. But like, I don't get necessarily the panic trading instantly. It could really screw you over. Like last year, think about last year. If you guys were watching the NFL last season, Derek Carr was on top. The Saints were on top of the world for like the first 3 weeks of the season, and the Saints were absolutely terrible after that. So like 2-3 week sample size isn't that much, right? So just think about that before you do something crazy. Thank you for that, Nick. No problem. 10-man. And look, I think you can sure, the guys that are on the cover of Madden might be slightly more cursed than other players, but I don't think it necessarily means if you draft someone that's on the cover of Madden, they're going to fucking die in a car accident, metaphorically, for your fantasy team, right? I don't think that's going to happen. Week 1 lineup: Burrow, Chuba, Kamara, Jay Jettis, BTJ, Kraft, Derrick Henry, Eagles, and T Bass. Love it. Like, subscribe, and join. Yes, make sure you guys do join the Discord. I think I pinned the Discord. We're gonna go back in and we're gonna pin the underdog link if anyone wants to sign up on Underdog. Again, you don't have to. I'm not requiring you to do so. But if you want to join, you can do drafts like this. And if you deposit $5 and play with the $5, you get $50 in bonus funds. Yeah, it's okay. That happens. 12-man PPR, quarterback Allen, running back Brees, Hall, and Bijan, wide receivers Marvin Harrison, McConkey, Travis Hunter. I like it. Is 4-3 too early to take Courtland Sutton? No, I don't think so. I think you could probably in like a home league get him in the 5th round, but I don't think that's too early. Let's get Bo. Welcome to the team, Bo. Stack and Bo up with Courtland Sutton. 10-man, quarterback Herbert, running back Gibbs, Bucky, Jordan Mason. I like your team. I don't like Herbert, though, if I'm being honest with you. For a 10-team league, I don't like Herbert. Love Sutton. I agree. I love Sutton, too. I am about to draft in an 8-man league, half PPR. What should my main strategy be? Okay. In an 8-team league, it's like a 10-team league. You want to have... Look, everyone... In an 8-team league especially, dude, everyone's team is going to be good. Maybe you're drafting with one guy that fucking wears his left shoe on his right foot, right? Doesn't know anything. Sure, maybe that's going to happen. But even that guy in an 8-team league is going to probably have a decent team. So the way you get above your opponents, elite quarterback, elite tight end. You don't have to get both, but you definitely need one of them. In the 2nd round, if you have to reach for Brock Bowers or fucking Josh Allen, just take him. Or Lamar if you like him as a QB1, right? And the reason behind this is in super flex leagues, not super flex leagues, in small leagues like that, again, everyone's team is going to be very good. So having the elite quarterback, the elite tight end matters significantly more. And that's why in my 10-team league that we just drafted earlier, I went quarterback early in that league. 12-man PPR, Knicks, Jacobs, Hampton, Neighbors, Metcalf, Ridley, Andrews, Diggs. I like it. I have 2 flex, JMO, Brees Hall, Egbuka, Pickens. If you're looking who to flex, I'd go Brees Hall and Egbuka. Brees Hall and Egbuka. Okay, so we need another quarterback for this team. We're not going to go Tua because Tua, we want to be stacking, but Tua is by 12, Knicks is by 12, right? And this team, we're probably, since we took Knicks early, we're not going to take 3 quarterbacks. In your home league draft, you don't need to take 2 quarterbacks. But in this, you do, because it goes 18 rounds, and you can't pick anyone up. So you need to have a 2nd quarterback, or maybe 3, depending on the league you're in. Or, depending on who you draft at quarterback. Are you guys excited for week 1? I'm so excited. Making content about the draft is very fun. You can do random things that I can't do during the regular season, right? During the regular season, it's a very set schedule. Monday are these videos. Tuesday are these videos. Wednesday are these videos. But there is something just so nice about the games being right around the corner. And there is also something nice about just having the set schedule. I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, shit, what do I name this video? 10 running backs that I'd sell my kids for, like those like the crazy things that are the titles. Egbuka or Harvey week 1? Egbuka, dude. I don't trust Harvey week 1. It's not that I think Harvey's bad, right? Like, I don't think RJ Harvey is like some bum that cannot be trusted. But in week 1, why bother risking it with a running back when like Dobbins is getting so much praise, All right. I think I figured out the move here. They do have the same bye week. Fuck. We got absolutely sniped on the guy that I wanted. We're going to go Keenan here. I think we're going to go Keenan. Then we're going to go Herbert. And then, because Drake May already went. And then we're just going to have to figure out a 3rd quarterback later. So we're going to go duo stack, or triple stack with Sutton. Double stack with Bo Nix. Triple stack with Bo Nix, double stack with Herbert. And then we're going to have to find someone late that we like. And we hopefully don't get sniped on him. Because that would be a disaster. Excited for DFS, me too. 12-man quarterback: Hurts, Harvey, Hampton, Jefferson. I like that team. I'm pretty worried, if I'm being honest with you, about Harvey week 1. I think Harvey's gonna be great, but week 1, I don't know about. I'm not very confident in week 1. All right, hopefully we get Herbert here. We do. Okay, and then we just need one more quarterback late because they have the same bye week. But we're just basically getting bent over a table there by how these other people are drafting. So we kind of had to do that. I'm going to draft right now. Really great team, but I waited too long to get tight end. Who should I draft between Goddard, Ferguson, Kincaid, Pitts, Ertz? I would go Ferguson. Should I flex Kenneth Walker, Matthew Golden, McMillan, or Dunze? I would not get cute and just play Walker. Ferguson or Kincaid? Ferguson. Excited for the season to be back and to see all my birds take flight on Thursday. Working entertainment. I barely have any time to watch anything. I apologize. That sucks. But I'm sure you probably like your job if you're working in entertainment. But yeah, it would be awesome to be a fan of a team that, wins things, That would be fun. That would be fun, right? My team hasn't won a playoff game my whole entire life. The Devils, at least they made it to the Stanley Cup. We lost, though, to the Kings. The Mets made it to the World Series, and we lost, too. But, and at least my favorite UFC fighters are pretty good. Kincaid is my backup. Yeah, I'd definitely play Ferguson over Kincaid week 1. I think the Eagles are going to be beaten down on them, and they're going to have to throw the ball late, if I'm being honest. Thought of my Packers after the Michael Parsons trade. Super pumped for the season. I like the Packers. Do I think they're the best team in the NFC? No. But I think the NFC is considerably softer compared to the AFC, in my opinion. So I think the Packers could make it to the Super Bowl. What do I think about Tyler Warren? I really like Tyler Warren. Hesitant about week 1, but yeah, I do like him a lot. Biggest steal at ADP, mine is Mooney. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think it could end up being Jaden Blue. I think Jaden Blue could end up being the RB1 in Dallas at a super cheap price. I also think Pollard's a pretty big steal as well. Would you start Little Bill week 1? No. If you had to play one of them, it would be Eckler. Dude, his projection on when they had the pick'ems for the NFL, I just haven't been able to find them recently. JCM's yardage, I think, was 17 yards for week 1. That doesn't sound good, right? So I would be scared about week 1 with Little Bill. 0 RB. Look, in my opinion, if you're new to fantasy, you should never do 0 RB. 0 RB is really only smart to do, in my opinion, if your league is super running back heavy and you can start 4 or 5 wide receivers a week. Otherwise, I don't think 0 running back. I think hero running back is just the best universal strategy. Against the Eagles on the road, I've gotten both. Yeah, I do like, dude, Kincaid hasn't done enough for me to trust in week 1. At least Ferguson has. I've been drafting Blue everywhere on me too. Knicks, Lamb, Devontae Adams, Bucky Irving, Hampton, Ingram, Metcalf, Ridley, Boswell, Baltimore. It's over for them. I like that team. Baltimore week 1, though. A little scared about them against the Bills. I'm not going to lie. All right. Hopefully, we can secure some type of stack here late that we like. We could have went Jordan Love and then gotten Dobbs, I guess. Could have done that. Probably just end up going Geno late and then hoping to go receivers with him. I think we're going to probably take running back here. I think that's the smart move. The smart move is running back. It is. We're going Samson. And we might just go running back again and hope Geno falls back to us. I do have Jaden Blue ranked ahead of Dylan Sampson, but I don't really have a lot of Jaden Blue, so I just kind of think about it. I mean, I don't really have a lot of Sampson. I have a lot of Jaden Blue. That's why I kind of think of it that way. Ollie Gordon goes. I would have liked Ollie Gordon too. I like Nick Chubb too. We have a lot of Nick Chubb. We don't really have we have a lot of Jaden Blue. We have a decent amount of Nick Chubb. I'll probably just go Jaden Blue though. Jaden Bonnie Blue. How many of these teams have 2 quarterbacks, Bios? All right, these 2 teams only have 1. Fuck. All right, we'll just take the quarterback. We'll reach a little bit. We'll just get Geno because I don't want to get absolutely lost. Raiders. Hopefully can get Thornton or Tucker, Besh. Like, we just take a couple of receivers on the Raiders and hope it works. Miami's up 21-7. Thank God. At least maybe the Hurricanes will do something for me, even though they'll fuck it up just like they did last year. Asshole team, that I support. Miami. Draft guide. Draft grade. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Zach Charbonnet, Cam Scatterboo, Travion Henderson, Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Christian Kirk, Josh Downs, Debo, Kittle, Murray. 10-team league. Dude, your receivers are lacking for a 10-team league. I do like it. Like, I don't think your team's bad, but you probably should have taken a receiver where you took Charbonnet, or Scatterboo. I like Adams. I love your tight end. If I'm being honest with you, I don't love it. For your team, I'm not picking up Ollie Gordon. Probably like a 7 out of 10. I mean, the thing is though, like Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Travion Henderson could straight up carry you with Kittle and Devontae Adams, but I would prefer in a 10-team league to have a better wide receiver too than that. I'm not saying it's a bad team though. It's good, but it's not amazing. Yeah, screw Notre Dame, bro. Ollie is a sleeper pick. I agree. Pitts, Strange, and Pat are available for tight ends. I currently have Kraft. It's worth picking them up. I'm not dropping any of the guys you have on your bench for any of them. If I was to pick one up, it would be Strange. DJ Moore, Corum. Yeah, I'm not cutting any of those guys for a backup tight end. Here's a good one. Would you start Allen or Hurts? Good problem to have, I know. Yeah, Allen for me. Like, would you rather stash Jaden Blue or JJ McCarthy on a flyer? I don't like holding two quarterbacks, so I'd rather have Jaden Blue because even if you're like, oh, I'll never play Jaden Blue, you can just ship him off to someone if he plays good. Quarterback is Dak. I assume you're trying to send the rest of the team. You accidentally hit send, which has happened to me so many times. Thoughts? 12-team PPR keeper league. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. We'll stream tight ends. Purdy and May, Chase Brown, Gibbs, Charbonnet. Wow, that's a pretty good team. I like your team a lot. That's good. Do you think Kirk will produce Christian Kirk? Yes, I do. But I don't know if he's going to be able to produce for the whole season. I think he'll probably produce early, and then there's a fucking cocksucker. Sorry. Fucking asshole. Doesn't have a single Raiders player. What a douche. What a tilt. I'm tilting. Let's go Torrey Horton. Let's go Terry Horton. And then we're going to have to just pick some scrub Raiders receiver. Hopefully get Jack Besh later. God damn it. We got sniped. Sorry. Sorry, that crashed out right there. Yeah, I think Kirk could produce early on in the season. I think Allen could win the MVP. I agree with that. Egbuka or DJ Moore? DJ Moore. Thoughts on Judkins' situation? My thoughts are Judkins is... It would not surprise me at all if Judkins does not sign with the team. If Judkins doesn't play this whole year, that wouldn't surprise me. And if Judkins does sign, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Judkins isn't even remotely good at all until later on into the season. So I don't really even think about drafting him in my league. Okay. Oh, no, we already have him. Let's go Adam Thielen. The Unk. Get some early points at the wide receiver position. And I also think Thielen is still going to be kind of useful down the stretch of the season. Do I play Madden? Yes, but I don't play Madden like online. Like I just play franchise. Try to get the Dolphins to the Super Bowl, but I don't play a lot of video games because basically all the time that I spend during the day, I'm either with my wife watching a movie. I love watching movies, or making these videos, or like writing the script for the videos. So and the videos aren't like scripted, right? I'm not writing down everything I say. It's just all the numbers that I pull from. If you notice, if I say like, oh, this guy scored this many points last week, he scored this many points against the team, this is the X-rated matchup, that's all written down. I can't just remember all that. I've been playing Mafia recently. I think I'm like 3 hours into it, the new Mafia game. I think it's fun. It's not as good as the old ones, though. DJ Moore, Brees, Pacheco for this week. Pick 2. I'm going Brees and DJ Moore. If you want to be as safe as possible, go DJ Moore and Pacheco. That would be my take. Miami. All right. DJ Moore, Brees. Yeah. All right. If we get sniped on Jack Besh, did that happen? Jack Besh get taken. Yeah, if Jack Besh gets taken, dude, we're breaking everything. We're breaking every single thing in this room. We're crashing out. I don't want to draft Amari Cooper. I think I'm just going to take Jack Besh and bet on him figuring it out and becoming useful in Las Vegas. Because I do think he's better than Dante Thornton, but Dante Thornton has really showed out recently. Thank you, Jack. I hope you enjoy it. DK or Golden Scar for the flex? I'm going DK. I don't think DK has much upside week 1, though. So if you're just hunting for the most points possible, go Golden. But I'd probably go DK. Man, this draft could go very bad if it probably will be fine. It's just like if Gino doesn't do something in week 12, we're kind of screwed. But I don't mind this. We did get sniped a bunch though, which makes it super frustrating. I got lucky picking first, and my first 3 picks are Jabbar Chase, Drake Lane, Brock Bowers. I love that. I love that in that kind of league. Hurts for MVP. He's going to throw for 3,600 yards plus 35. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I mean, the thing is though, like if Hurts, I don't think the problem is I think unless Hurts runs in like 20 touchdowns, I don't know if he would get in over like Allen or Lamar, if I'm being honest. All right, we need a tight end at this point. There are like no good tight ends, but we already have a good one in Evan Ingram. So we will just take a running back here. Take the layup, and we'll take a tight end with our last pick because we're just hoping Evan Ingram's a beast. So that's the hope of this team. Evan Ingram's a beast, and then our team will be fine. I don't love this team though. It started off really well, and then it went off the hinges. Thoughts my 12-man team with my boys: Daniels, Gibbs, Connor, London, Pickens, Bowers, Igbuka, Bench, Golden, Blue, Tootin, Fields, Olave, Mason, Samson. I think it's pretty good. I don't love drafting Fields when you already have Daniels, though. You think Gino's a good backup for Lamar? Yeah, but like, I'm going to be honest, you could probably do in most like 10, 12 team. If you're in like a 12 team league, you probably do better than Gino. But he's fine, yeah, in my opinion. I just don't really like if I'm drafting Lamar, I'm not drafting a backup. That's kind of just how I think. We could go Amari Cooper, but we're going to go Jack Besh. And then hopefully we can snag a tight end with our last pick that's like halfway decent. Thoughts on Waller after a successful rap career? His rap music's amazing. I hope Waller ends up being good for the Dolphins, but if he is good, it's not going to be like for the first like 5-6 weeks. It's going to be like down the stretch of the season when he's like fully back to being accustomed to playing football. 12-team PPR thoughts: quarterback Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, Braylon Allen, Malik Neighbors, BTJ, George Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Igbuka, Reed, Goddard. Honestly, my thoughts are that's a really good team, but you probably could have gotten a better tight end instead of drafting like one of those running backs or wide receivers that you got, but the team is good. You probably just could have ended up with a better team overall if you just did that. Should I drop Fields for Christian Kirk or Strange? I would just hold in that scenario. I'm just holding Fields and seeing what happens because then maybe you could trade him or something to someone that's like really panicking on their quarterback. Probably what I would do. So we're going to end the stream once this draft comes to a conclusion. We're in the 18th round, which would be our last pick. So if there's no questions in the chat after that, I'm just going to dip out. We have streamed for 2 successful hours, so I do appreciate everyone watching. I wish YouTube let me like redirect everyone directly. They only let you redirect to like a live stream, like from one live stream to the other, or a premiere of a video, but like I don't premiere videos. Even though I think that would be good for maybe like the draft vlog video, I don't think a premiere really works like, oh, let's all gather around and watch my wide receiver start sit video all at once. Thank you for your videos. A good night, buddy. You too, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. This team ended up like, look, if we could have just gotten like Drake May or something, this team would have been amazing, and it kind of just went down the drain. But I do think this has the pieces of a decent amount of an upside team, so it could be a lot worse. Maybe we should sit at the top right instead. Maybe that's just a better view for these drafts. Top right, maybe. But again, I probably won't do another stream where we do one of these drafts. So this is probably the last one. So it's great that we figured that out within the last like 2 minutes of the stream, right? 2 hours long. I appreciate you guys all watching. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the way out. That's the best way to help out the channels if you just hit the like button. We'll be back live on Thursday. We'll be live on Friday. We'll be live on Sunday before the kickoff of all of those games. So make sure you guys are there. Be there or be square. The earlier you're there, I start streaming. It'll be 7-ish on Thursday, 7-ish on 7 p.m. Thursday, 7 p.m. Friday. And then I'm not sure what time Sunday, if I'm being honest with you. Normally we start about an hour beforehand, but we might fire that bitch up 3 hours beforehand. I honestly don't know. 2 hours beforehand. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But I do appreciate everyone watching. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you, Rise. Thank you for watching all these years. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Whether you started watching today or 30 years ago, like some of the people in this chat, it means a lot to me. My dad's actually the longest viewer of me because he's known me since I was born. So I guess he wins on that, you know? I'll be there. Yes, sir. AC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope you guys did enjoy the stream. We got Elijah Arayo. He got a decent amount of hype in the offseason. Do I think that he's like going to be super legit? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Ross. I'm sorry to hear that. If you ever need anything, you can always hit me up on Twitter or something. I try to answer as many DMs as possible, especially like, look, if I get like 8,000 DMs about football, sometimes I don't answer them, sometimes I don't see them, but anytime anyone's reached out to me about, you know, something like more serious, I always try to talk to people. I appreciate all you guys, genuinely, for watching my streams. I hope you're all right, Rise. I can only imagine how tough that would be. Can we talk about how great Brian Flores is, dude? Fuck Brian Flores. You probably watched that video. That was so funny. I hate Brian Flores. I always will. He was a good coach for the Dolphins, but he ultimately really screwed us over, so screw that guy. Thanks, Nick. No problem, man. No problem. You're the GOAT, brother. Been subscribed for a couple years now, and I continuously watch you over most of the other main guys. Thank you. Yeah. I assume everyone that watches my videos probably watches me, and then like 2 or 3 other people would be my assumption, or they read some other stuff. I don't think most people just watch me. That would be my guess. I watch other people's stuff too, but not really during the season because, frankly, I don't have enough time to watch everyone during the season. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great night tonight. We will be back again. Videos all week. Might be even some videos that I don't normally make because we pre-fired the running back and wide receiver rankings. I mean, wide receiver and running back start sit before the week even started. So you guys might actually get some other stuff that we don't normally make, like maybe I'll do like a trade target video, trade away video. I don't know. But I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button. I'm going to play some music for us on the way out. Just some of the generic music. We can't actually play any good music, you know. We'll play some night driving music. I have no idea what it sounds like because I don't have my sound on. It sounds pretty decent, so we'll just leave this on. I'll turn it pretty low so it's not overbearing. Make sure you guys do subscribe if you're new. Half PPR, but actually you have to subscribe in order to leave a comment, so you probably are already subscribed. I appreciate you. Half PPR, thank you to us, Folk, Purdy, May, Lad, JSN, Egbuka, Golden, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Hampton, Eckler, Kraft, Ferguson, Aubrey, LAR. That's a great team. That's a great team. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Yeah, let's have a good season, man. Let's hope we can do it. Am I crazy to consider Egbuka over JSN week 1 specifically? Yes, I would say that's a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. Always a blessing. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. All right. So we're going to head on out of here. I hope you're all right, Rise. If you ever need anything, hit me up on Twitter. I'll try to make sure I find it. There are a lot of people that DM me. There's a lot of, on Twitter especially, there's a lot of like just random bots that'll message you. Just random things. So my DMs are full. I probably have, like, if I open up my Twitter right now, there's like a million DMs, and most of them have nothing to do with football or anything. Yeah. Hey, are you busy? XOXO. It's like a bunch of random women that obviously are not, you know, real women. Hey, I'm looking for a mature American boyfriend. Can I get to know you, please? Hey, handsome. Oh, someone subscribed to the Patreon and they asked for the Discord link. I'll send to them. No problem, man. I appreciate you. Have a great week to everyone. I'm gonna get off now and go work on the waiver wire videos. I love you guys. Hope you guys have all have a good one, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.